How we doing, folks? We are live. It's Kelley. Your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. How we doing, folks? Welcome to today's live. We do each and every day, except for Sunday. We're here Monday through Saturday, 7:15 to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Every day. Talk about all things pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, all things insulin resistance is what we talk about. Right? We can talk about weight loss as well. If you're struggling with your weight, I can help you with that as well. Right? So my name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years in Houston. Been in Texas altogether for 14 years. Getting ready to move out of here though. They're probably going to be here for like another year or so, and then that's it. I'm going, right? One more year or so, maybe a year and a half. Man, about 15 months. January 2027, sorry. I'm out of here, okay? I'm out of here. So how we doing, folks? Where are you from, though? That's the question. Where are you from? A couple of folks joining us, a couple of folks coming into the room. We just launched the live, so a couple of folks are coming in. Here they come. A couple of folks are coming in. How y'all doing, folks? It's Kelley. We're back for another round. Another round of what? Another round of motivation. Another round of talking about insulin resistance. Another round of how to defeat type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance once and for all. All right? If you're suffering from PCOS, gestational diabetes, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, that's all related to. You want to know what that's all related to? It's all related to insulin resistance, right? I know it. It's ruining your life. Like it ruined my life. Insulin resistance ruined my life. You know? From being tired to all of the weight gain to, man, the brain fog to the hunger to the tingling of the toes, the eyesight. Like, man, what has this thing done to you? What has insulin resistance done to you? You have PCOS now, you can't conceive. This is all related to insulin resistance, folks. This thing is ruining people's lives. It's ruining people's lives. It ruined my life. But now I'm on the other side of it. And I want you to get on the other side of it. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. Meaning it was your diet and lifestyle that caused the condition. So if it was the diet and lifestyle that caused the condition, well, we can use our diet and lifestyle to get out of the condition. That's what we can do, folks. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I got diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I didn't know that until I got diagnosed with heart disease and obesity. And then at that point, I was up against the wall. So I had to make a choice. I had to make a decision. Do I take the blue pill or the red pill? Do I just go down the path and take medication for the rest of my life? Or could I do something about it? Would I have a choice to do something about it? And the answer to that question is absolutely. It was a resounding yes that I had the choice to say, you know what? Let's take a different path. So that's what I decided to do. So as a result, no more diabetes, no more heart. As I stand here today, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more none of that. None of that. So that's gonna be a story that we're gonna rewrite for you. We're going to rewrite your story. Right? What's the theme of today's live? Let me see what the theme of today's live is. Let me see. Every time you do something you don't want to do, you grow. That's the theme of today's live, folks. Every time you do something that you don't want to do, you grow. Now, like I told you before, diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. But the only way that you're going to, like I said, diabetic meds aren't the only way. The only way that you're going to have the only way you're going to do that is to kick this condition once and for all and to get your life back is to actually do the work. Is to actually do something that you don't want to do. And what is it that you don't want to do? Probably the same thing that I didn't want to do. This is your story, right? Tell me if this sounds like you, though. You don't want to change your lifestyle. That's not what you want to do. And you're like, no, Kelley, no, I don't want to stop. I don't want to do any of that. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. Can I just take the meds and just continue to do what I do? Can I continue to live, just do whatever I drink, whatever I want, eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and still take the meds and be okay? Can I, Kelley? Is that possible? Let me think about that. No, it is not possible. It is not possible for you to do what you want and defeat type 2 diabetes all at the very same time. Because growth and comfort cannot coexist. You can't grow, you can't kick diabetes and be comfortable at the same time. You can't kick type 2 diabetes and be comfortable at the same time. You're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. So every time you do something you don't want to do, you grow. That's the theme of today's live, folks. So let's get into it, folks. You know how I like to start these things off. My name's Kelley, you're Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Appreciate y'all coming in. Let's see where the folks are from. You've been helping me a lot. Thank you. You're quite welcome, Chakra. What are some vitamins good for a person with type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance? Or methylated multivitamins are great for everybody. Methylated multivitamins. We'll talk about vitamins and all that stuff coming up here in a second. How do I do my lives? This is what we do. Man, I'm a trainer at heart. So I was a trainer for a long, long time. So I'm going to train you folks on your story. I'm going to train you on how to rewrite your story, right? I'm going to teach you how to take down the villain. Who is the villain? The villain is insulin resistance. The villain is type 2 diabetes. First thing that we're going to cover is what is an A1C and what is diabetes? Like, what is insulin? What is it? We don't know what it is. I go to the VA a lot, and a lot of people, I used to be in the Navy, and I go to the VA, and then I see a lot of people there suffering from diabetes. And most of the time, all they know is it's high sugar. They just got high sugar. But I was like, do you know how you got high sugars? And, you know, they just don't know. So that's what we're going to break down. And then we're going to break down how to fix the A1C number if your number has gotten a little bit too high. If your number's gotten a little bit too high, boy, what do you do now? Do you continue to let the number go higher? Is the number going to stay the same? Do you just have to take the meds to try to cover up the actual symptom? Or is there another way? And then that's what we're going to talk about. That's the work, folks. That's the work that I want to talk about. Every time you do something you don't want to do, the work that I'm going to tell y'all that you got to do, most people are like, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that, bro. But here's the thing. What stands in the way becomes the way. What stands in the way becomes the way. You don't want to do it. So it's standing in your way. But that becomes the way. That's what we're going to talk about, folks. So that is your story. That is your story. Now we're going to rewrite today. Here we go. Let's get into a couple of comments. And then we're going to get into it. Good morning. What's up, Catherine? What's up, Catherine? I've changed my lifestyle because of you. Man, thank you. Man, thank you. Quite welcome, man. Shout out to you, Tim. Man, I mean, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Tim. But it's not because of me, though. It's because of you. It's because of you, bro. It's because you're doing the work. It's because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. That's it. That's it, bro. Proud of you. What would you say to someone with type 1 diabetes? I would say the same thing. Though you cannot get rid of type 1 diabetes, I would say this. You can still control the outside factors. You can still control your lifestyle. You can still control all of the aspects of your life: peaceful mind, stress management, activity, eating, sleeping, you know what I mean? Substance abuse. You can still control all of that. And here's what you can do if you're a type 1 diabetic. You can't get rid of type 1 diabetes. You got to take, insulin for the rest of your life. But you can make yourself so insulin sensitive that it's not even, it's like, it's not controlling your life. You're in control. You become so insulin sensitive that now you are in control. Not type 1 diabetes. It's not in control. You are. That's what I told you. We're going to rewrite your script. We're going to tell you, Bailey, I'm going to show you how to rewrite your script. What would you tell someone with an A1C of 12? That's what we're going to talk about right now. Thank you for bringing that out, because we're getting ready to talk about all things A1C. Good morning. What's up, Sarah? 3 months ago, my A1C was 53. And today it is a 35. You must be using different metrics. Gotcha. What country are you in? By walking 60 minutes a day and eating good. That's it. Good. What's up, Penny? Penny's out walking. Good deal, Penny. Good deal. Penny doing the challenge. Hun, what's up? Oh, HUN. No doubt. Sweden. Okay, gotcha. Sweden. All right. You're using the different metrics. You're different metrics, right? 14 days, man. Hang out with me for 14 days. We're going to talk about it. That's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. With a couple hundred folks have already joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The challenge is for people who are serious about change. If you're serious about change, if you're ready to get outside of that comfort zone, if you're ready to do something that you don't want to do, that's when you join the challenge. Those are for my action takers. Those are the people who say, we're rewriting our script. We're tearing that old script up, and we're going to live our life totally different. Those are the people who have joined the challenge, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Good morning. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about A1C. I'm from VA looking for nutritionists. Don't trust doctors type 2. Well, hang around, Carlene. I got you. We get ready to dive into it. Like I said, this is a 4-hour live. We stay on here for almost 4 hours. We be on here until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. It's like a movie. Just sit back, relax, put this thing on. You're going to be entertained for the next 3.5 hours. It's called edutainment. So I'm going to educate you and I'm going to entertain you all at the very same time. Went from a 5.9 to a 5.7. Shout out to you. I want to join the challenge. I started the change 2 weeks ago, but I need more help. Yeah, if you want to join the challenge, check it out. Click the link in my bio. Click the link in my bio. Everything for the challenge is there. Use the discount code FREEDOM. FREEDOM. You're ready to join that challenge. All right, we're going to talk more about that challenge. But right now, we're going to talk about A1C. And if you fall off the wagon, get back on it. That's it, Penny. If you fall off the wagon, get back on it, man. Get back on it. All right. Get back on it. Just wanted to share, how does the challenge work? The challenge is a blueprint. It is a blueprint to, here it is. It is to streamline. That's it. That's the password, freedom. It is for people who are on the blood sugar roller coaster. We're going to get you off of the roller coaster. How do we get you off of the roller coaster? 14 days, we're going to streamline your nutrition. Streamline your nutrition for 14 days. And at the end of those 14 days, you remember in the beginning, you were on the roller coaster, highs, lows, highs, lows. At the end of the 14 days, that will be your last stop. You're getting off the roller coaster, okay? And it's back to baseline. We're getting it back to baseline. Nice and flat all the time. You're in control. Remember I said you're in control? That's what the challenge is about. spending 14 days hanging out with me, and I'm going to put you through the ringer, but it's going to be the good ringer. It's a challenge. It's difficult. You got to get you outside of your comfort zone. But what stands in the way becomes the way. So that's it. So if you're struggling with high blood sugar, you're struggling with this, that, everything, your blood sugar's high all over the place, your feet hurt, everything's hurt. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's it. That's what the challenge is all about. Use the discount code FREEDOM. Just wanted to share that you can reverse it. Easy. There it is. Easy. It's easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Let's put it that way. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's very, very simple what you got to do to reverse this thing, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Nice. I'm here for it. Here it is. Let's hear it. I need your help. That's it. We're going to get to the board right now. I need help. Osteoarthritis, and I cannot eat, and I cannot walk, and I have diabetes too. Okay. I do exercise. You're in the right place. Stick around. I watch what I eat. I steal my sugar in the morning. It's 2:54. Well, here we go. We get ready to get into it. You guys are exciting me. Click right up here if you don't see the link. It's the link that's in my bio. So click right here. Click on my picture. And then click on my picture again. And it's going to take you to that link. It's going to take you to that link. And it'll say link tree. Boom, boom. So 2 clicks. Click right here. And then click on my picture again, Guadalupe. We'll get you, though. We'll get you. If you don't see the link, we'll circle back around to you. We got you. Don't worry. It's linked in my bio. But here we go, folks. Let's talk about A1C, folks. Let's talk about it. A lot of people are saying help. It's your story. So let's start rewriting your story right now. All right, let's go to the board. It's time to go to the board. Class is in session, folks. You know how it goes. You know how it goes when class is in session. I can't really get to the questions when the class is in session, but I'll get back to them. Here we go. Let's break down. Like I told y'all, folks, this is a 2-part process. There's 2 parts. Part number 1, what are you dealing with? What is insulin resistance? What is, type 2 diabetes? What is it? What are you dealing with? That's what we're going to just uncover. That's what we're going to uncrack. And then after that, we're going to find out how to defeat this villain. This is the villain. Now that you know the villain, who the villain is, I'm going to teach you how to defeat the villain. That's part 2. So stick around. Okay? Okay. Hemoglobin A1C. Here it is. Here's how we start. Here's the beginning of your story. Here's the beginning of your movie. Hemoglobin A1C. It's the start of your movie, folks. It's where it all started. Who's ever, do me a favor, put in the chat, who's ever gone to the doctor and they say that, hey, listen, you're anemic, you got anemia, you got low iron. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've experienced that? Put a me in the chat if you've ever experienced that. Put a me in the chat, yeah. Quite a few me's. Yeah. Yeah, me. Yeah, me. Me. A lot of me's. Okay. And when you went, you were tired a lot. You were tired, you were fatigued, and all of that, right? Yeah, I know. Because here's what's happening. Here's how important this number is, folks. Here's what's happening. Iron and oxygen-rich blood needs to go to every cell of your body. It's breath, basically. It's how you walk around, basically. It's every cell in your body needs to be touched by oxygen-rich blood, like every second or 2. It needs to be. It can go for like 60 seconds without oxygen-rich blood. If that's it. You can go swim, hold your breath for like 60 seconds, no oxygen to your blood. Okay, you can do that. So it's iron and oxygen. It's rich blood going through every cell in your body. So it's your life, basically. Here's how important this stuff is. Here's how important hemoglobin is, folks. It's so important that if you don't have enough, Guess what will happen when you go to the doctor? They'll rush you to the doctor, like, my hemoglobin is too low. They'll rush you to the doctor and give you a blood transfusion. That is how important this stuff is. They'll give you a blood transfusion. Imagine that. Check it out. It's indicated by a percent. It's indicated by a percent. That number could go anywhere between 4 and 30. It can go higher than 30 in some cases, and it can even go lower than 4 in some cases, but ideally between 4 and 30. So it's a percent. Check it out. A percent of what? It's a percent of how much sugar has been stuck to the hemoglobin over the past 3 months. You're like, well, why 3 months specifically, Kelley? Well, 3 months specifically because that is how long it takes for your red blood cells, those oxygen-rich red blood cells I talked about. That's how long it takes for those to turn over. So you get a new set after 3 months. Then you get a new set at 3 months. It keeps regenerating itself after 3 months. So that is why you get a hemoglobin A1C test every 3 months. So the sugar is nasty stuff. Think of a Jolly Rancher. Think of something really sticky, nasty on your hand, like, ew. You just jumped in a big, imagine just jumping in a big pool of soda. You just jump in a big pool of soda, you cannonball into a big pool of Mountain Dew. And you got out, you want to know how sticky you'd be? My dog's barking at something. You want to know how sticky you'd be? You'd be real sticky. Your whole body. And it's the same thing that's happening. But imagine that happening on the inside. That's what's happening on the inside to your cells. Literally, every cell has sugar stuck to it. Every piece of your hemoglobin has sugar stuck to it. And guess what that's doing? It's literally choking the life out of you. I'm going to show you what does that mean, Kelley. Let's up the ante. Let's find out what do you mean it's choking the life out of you, Kelley? Check it out. 5.7 to 6.4. Who can tell me what your percent means when you get to 5.7 to 6.4? Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat if you know what it means when your A1C goes to a 5.7 to a 6.4. Let's see. Throw it in. Pre-diabetic, yeah. Okay. Appreciate the follow. Who knows what it means when your A1C gets to a 5.7 to a 6.4? Remember the sticky stuff. This is the sticky stuff. Real sticky. We're going to talk more about what that means. Appreciate the follow. Who knows what it means? Any other guesses? Okay, somebody said never seen levels that low. You've never seen your level that low? Nice shirt, I appreciate that. Pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic, no. That's what it means, pre. Here's what it means, folks. Pre-diabetes. But that still doesn't mean anything. What the heck does pre-diabetes mean? All right, check it out. Who can tell me what the most important hormone is in your body? Like, there's a lot of important hormones, though. You know there's a lot. Appreciate that. There's a lot of important hormones. But the question is, which one is the most important? Which one is the most important? Is it cortisol? Is it estrogen? Is it testosterone? Ooh, somebody said insulin. Insulin, master hormone. Any other guesses on what the most important hormone is in your body? There's a lot of them. Somebody said, bro, I've been out of school for 30 years. Come on, man. Well, that's why class is back in session, bro. Monica, Class is back in session. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, insulin, folks, that's it. Insulin is the most important hormone in your body. It's so important that someone said they're type 1 earlier. How important is it? If you're a type 1 diabetic, you need to manually supply it. It's called insulin dependent. So you're insulin dependent, and what are you dependent on? You're dependent on insulin because you need that hormone. That is the only hormone that you cannot go without. Because if you don't have it, you won't survive. You won't hang with it. The hormone is that important, folks. And if you don't have it, you won't survive. So that's why type 1 diabetics have to manually, do insulin for the rest of their life. You're insulin dependent. But I told you, you can make yourself super insulin sensitive. We're going to talk about that. But insulin is the most important hormone in the body. And this number, folks, we've been playing around. Now we're getting ready to up the ante now. We're getting ready to stop playing around. This number, 5.7 to 6.4, means that you are insulin resistant. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. It means that you are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now, I don't know about you, but if you become resistant to the most important hormone in the body, I don't think that that's a good thing, folks. It's the most important hormone in the body. And this number, how high it is an indicator of how insulin resistant I am becoming. That cannot be good. Okay, so let's up the ante. Let's up the ante. Let's raise the stakes. This is your story, right? I told you this is your story. Now, how high are the stakes right now? What happens when your A1C gets to a 6.5 or higher? 6.5 or greater. What happens? What does that mean when your number gets to 6.5 or greater? How you doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Man, we're talking about all things hemoglobin A1C right now. That's what we're talking. What is it? What does it mean when your hemoglobin A1C gets to a 6.5 or higher? Who could put it in the chat? I've tried everything. I'm an 8.1. It's a struggle. Yeah, but what does it mean? What does it mean? Anybody know what it means? Type 1 diabetes, someone says. Okay. Any guesses? Let's see. We're going for the right answer. All right. I see some type 2. All right. What does it mean, folks? Change your diet. Type 2. Type 2 what, though? Type 2 what? What do you mean type 2 what? Your pancreas isn't looking right. You got diagnosed with type 2. Type 2 what? Type 2 what, though? All right, folks. I think maybe one person put it in. Type 2 diabetes, folks. That's what it means. Come on, play along. Play along, folks. I want y'all to get an understanding of what this is. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistant, diabetes. Class is in session, folks. You got to understand what you're dealing with. You got to understand the villain. Who's the damn villain? This is the villain. Insulin resistance is the villain. Here's what this means. So let's sum it all up. Here's what it means to be a diabetic. You're like, well, why should I care about that number, Kelley? So when your number gets to be, 6.5, this is when they're gonna say, hey, metformin, here's your metformin. The reason that they offer you the metformin is because your number got to a 6.5. That's why they offered it to you. Okay? See, now it's red pill or blue pill time at that point. You gotta make a decision. Because insulin, when your number gets to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, your A1C, the higher your insulin is. The more insulin resistant you are becoming. So it simply means this. If you are suffering from diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and you have a high A1C, 12s, the 13s, the 14s, the 15s, the 16s. The higher the number is, the faster you're aging. That's all it means. It means the faster your cells are glycating. You're like, well, what the hell is glycating? Well, you remember earlier when I talked about your hemoglobin A1C, your hemoglobin? The percentage of sugar, the higher the percentage of the sugar, the more your life is literally being sucked out of you. It's like jumping in a pool of Mountain Dew. All the sticky stuff is all over your hemoglobin. And your hemoglobin, remember, oxygen-rich blood. You can only go about maybe 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds without it. Without oxygen-rich blood, you can go about 60 to 90 seconds or so. The average person, 45, 60 before it, that's it. So if you jump in a big thing of soda, all of that sticky stuff is literally choking the life out of you. The higher the number is, so you start getting into the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, the 11s, the 12s, the 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s. That means the more sugar is glycating your hemoglobin. That's what it means. Literally, the word is glycation, but I'm going to keep it simple. It's literally choking the life out of you. So if you've got, this is why people leave here early. The higher their number is, the higher the number is, the longer, the faster they check out of here. That's why they leave early. It's because their numbers kept getting too high and they didn't do anything about it. Here's the thing, folks. This is the hard truth. The hard truth is, this is a very, very serious condition. Very, very serious. Keep in mind what I just said. Most important hormone in the body. Combined with oxygen-rich blood, oxygen, we gotta get this number right, and we gotta get it right now, folks. Because this is your story. This is your time to rewrite, tear up the script. We're gonna talk about how to tear up that script, that old script, and get your number back to where it needs to be. The ideal range. 4.9, 5.3. You get your number back down to there. Instead of it being 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you get your number back here, which I'm going to show you how to do. You get this number back here, watch. Now you've added more years back to your life. Now you're going back, now you knocked all of that sugar off. It's like you got out of the pool of soda and you went and took a shower. Get out of that pool of soda and go take a shower. Because it takes 3 months. Remember, 3 months for you to get new blood cells. Okay, when you say, here's what experiment you do on yourself. The next set that comes around, those next 3 months, whoo, I'm gonna make sure that they got as little sugar on them as possible. We're gonna knock that sugar off of our hemoglobin. That's what you're doing. When you're bringing your A1C down, you are literally knocking that sugar, that sticky stuff, like you went and took a little shower, like, all right, I took a little shower, I'm still sticky. Ooh, but you want to go take the long shower. Get all the sticky stuff off here. Get it all off. Let's think about it. You just jumped in a pool of Mountain Dew. Ugh. Get it all off. Go take a shower. That's what I'm going to teach y'all how to do, folks, is how to go take a shower. Get all that damn sticky stuff off you. Stick around. You know I love the anatomy. That's what I'm known for. I just come up with the stuff, but it just comes off of my dome. Like, I don't know, I just think. Some of the things I think about, I just think about on the fly. But, folks, that's it. If this is making sense to y'all, put a health yes in the chat. If you are going to get your number to this ideal range, If that is your only mission, I want that to be your only mission, is to get back and go take a shower. Put a health yes in the chat. If you were ready to go put the word shower in the chat if you're ready to go take a shower. Put the word shower in the chat. No, not even health yes. Put shower in the chat over here. Everybody put in the shower too. Shower, that's it. Take a shower. Go give your blood cells a shower. Health, yes, shower. Everybody's saying shower. So check it out, folks. If you want to know if you've been taking a shower or not, like what type of shower have you been taking? If you want to know what type of shower you've been taking, I want you to go. Here's what I want you to remember. I want you to go take this quiz. But while you're taking this quiz, here's what I want you to remember. You can tell a man that there's a snake under his chair, but until he looks for himself, he won't get out of the chair. You can tell a man that there's a snake up under his chair. Woo! But when he does that, there's a snake under the chair. He's not going to do that until he actually looks under there. So that means, folks, you know what that means? You got to go look in the mirror. It means you got to go look in the mirror. It means that you got to prescribe yourself these specific type of meds. You got to go look in yourself. You got to go be so aware of how you got here. This is what you got to do. Same thing I had to do. Same thing I had to do. Same thing I had to do, folks. Check it out. There was a snake under my chair. But I had to go look for myself. There was a snake under my chair. There was a snake under my chair. Somebody told me there was a snake under my chair. Look at my stomach. Look how insecure I was. All right. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity, folks. Look, the week before I took this picture, look. 2 weeks before I took this picture, sorry. 2 weeks before I took this picture, I was diagnosed. I didn't even know I had diabetes. 2 weeks later, I go get diagnosed as being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese. All right, both cameras. And being obese. All at the very same doctor's visit, by the way. Right? Look at that. All at the very same doctor's visit. How many inches are going from the waist? Right? So I had to go look in the mirror. There was a snake under my chair. But until I looked until I looked, I was just going to keep on doing what I was going to do and keep on doing until I was never probably going to take a shower. So that is the point of this quiz, folks. That is the point of this quiz. Go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, how have I been managing this thing? Have I been doing a good job managing have I been taking a shower? What kind of shower have I been taking? This is what this quiz is going to tell you. So click right up here, folks. Boom, boom. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Here it is right here. Here's the link in my bio. There it is. The quiz. I'm pointing you in the right direction. Folks, look what I did here. Over here on this one as well, it is if you click the link in my description, that very first link, there it is. And you see something like this. There it is. There it is. Boom. What am I doing? I'm pointing you in the right direction. This link, folks, is like Disney World for a diabetic. I told you, type 2 diabetes. specifically. But every form of diabetes is going to benefit from this. Why? It's because it's like Disney World for diabetes. Why? Because I'm teaching you lifestyle medicine. Here's the quiz. Here's the quiz. Ooh, go take the quiz, folks. Too many quizzes you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Quiz, the master class is on here. Both of these are absolutely free, right? The only thing that you got to pay is attention. That's it. The quiz, the master class, which we're going to talk about right now. How do you fix this thing? How do you bring the number down? And then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? A lot of freebies on here, folks. It's like Disney World for a diabetic in this case. The 14-day challenge, that is what people are asking about. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? Lots of people that signed up for this challenge, right? What are we doing? Man, we're breaking the mold. You give me 2 weeks. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, and this is going to change everything for you. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, and I'm going to teach you how to take a proper shower. Hang out with me for 2 weeks. That's why try hanging out with me for 14 days, and we're going to streamline your diet. 14 days. Blueprint. Same blueprint that I put myself. You saw the pictures of me when I was obese and all that stuff, diabetes and all that stuff. Well, you see me standing here today. Here's what I had to do. You see this shirt that I got? I wear these shirts for a reason, folks. Round 1. This is your fight. Are you going to be shown up? Or are you going to be dragonfly? Who do you got? Which team you on? You on team? You showing up and you dragonfly. You ready to fight? Who's ready to fight? I had to fight because I had to fight for my life. I had to fight because 2 weeks. I told you 2 weeks before taking that picture. 2 weeks before taking that picture, I didn't even know that I was a diabetic. Who would have knew? Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. I'm ready. All right, let's get to some questions. Let's see if we got any questions, and then we're going to talk about what the solution is. The solution is coming up next. That's part 2. I told you this is stick around for me. Trust me, I got the solution for you. But I'm going to see if you got any questions, and then we're going to get into the solution real quick. What is the solution then? The solution is lifestyle medicine. Here it is. Lifestyle first. Here's the solution, folks. It is lifestyle medicine. The most neglected form of healing that there is. It is the only medication that you can prescribe to yourself. Because a lot of people always ask me, well, Kelley, what did you take, bro? What did you take, Kelley? What did it take to lose the weight and all of that stuff? What did it take? Here's what I took. Lifestyle medicine. Developing a peaceful mind. Having an active body. Clean eating. Effective sleep. Cutting out the alcohol. Cutting it out. Changed my whole lifestyle. And as a result, the pictures, that's why you see the before and after pictures, folks. This is your story. Let me know if you can relate to this story. Can you relate to this story? Do you want your story to be something like this? Look, this is the before and after. There we go. Look, before and after. This is where you get to rewrite your story. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. That's what I'm pointing at here. Look. I do this stuff on purpose, folks. Look at the shirt I got on. Okay? Do this stuff on purpose. I'm pointing to let you know that this is it's up to you now. You get the challenge by clicking the link in my bio. Click the link click this picture right here. See, my moderator can point you in the right direction. But click right up here and then boom. We'll talk more about the challenge after this stuff. After 14-day challenge. After this, we're going to talk more about the challenge. But that's it, folks. I'm going to put you in a fight. Put you in a fight. But here you go. Click right up here, click on my picture again, and I'm going to show you how to get to the challenge. And then we're going to talk how to fix this thing next. Here it is. Boom, right here. So click right up here, click on my picture again, and then boom. There it is. There's the challenge right there. You ready to join the challenge? right? Everything's free on my page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. 45-minute masterclass, which we're going to go over right now. That's free. The only thing you got to pay is attention. Right? So let's get to it, folks. Let's get to it. You know I like to answer the questions, folks. Now, here comes the solution, folks. Here comes the solution. Here's what I need you to do. I need for you to maintain your pace. P-A-C-E. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. These are the only meds, folks, that you can prescribe to yourself. I can't prescribe you these meds. The doctors can't prescribe you these meds. The only person that can prescribe yourself these meds, lifestyle medicine, is you. Peaceful mind. Check it out. The first part of the formula. Only way you're going to kick diabetes, folks, maintaining your pace. The P. Very, very, very important. Cortisol. Cortisol is the great equalizer. Well, what do you mean it's a great equalizer, Kelley? Well, if you've got too much cortisol, that means that your body is stressed. That means you're going to release adrenaline. That means that you're going to release stored blood sugar. Thank you for the baby, Harden. That means you're going to store blood sugar. And when blood sugar comes out, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So if you're chronically stressed, who's getting on your nerves? Is your mom getting on your nerves? Your mother-in-law getting on your nerves? Is your job getting on your nerves? Is the traffic getting on your nerves? What's getting on your nerves? The more stressed you are, the more, super, super stressed. The more and more your blood sugar is getting higher and higher and higher, and the more insulin resistant you are becoming. So if you're constantly feeling like you're in a fight all the time, like, I'm in a fight all the time, like the shirt, that is going to cause your blood sugar to stay high, elevated. That is going to cause your insulin to stay elevated. And as a result, now your condition is not getting any better. Now you're not losing the weight. Here are the 3 M's. Here's what I recommend. It's called the 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. This is how important stress management is, folks. If you do not get your stress under control, everything else, if you could be working out, like, hey, why am I working out? And, nothing. Nothing's moving. I'm not losing the weight. Why? It's because you're stressed. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. Now this one, the A. Here's how I did it, folks. Here's how you're going to have to do it. I had to prescribe myself the A. Active body. How active? Very active. Not as active as you might think, but more active than what I was. It's been prescribed to us for 1,000,000 years. But check this out. We often fail to cash in on it because, we want to stay inside of our comfort zone. But human beings, we didn't, when life was created, human beings, there was no Netflix, folks. There was no Netflix when human beings were first created. I can promise you that. So what did they do? They had to prescribe themselves activity of moderate intensive movement. So you're like, what is moderate intensive movement, Kelley? Here's what I want you to prescribe yourself. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You're like, well, what's moderate intensive movement? That means if you're on a treadmill, that means that you can talk, but you can't sing. It means you can talk, but you can't sing. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Now, am I saying you got to go out and be a bodybuilder? Am I saying you got to go out and compete at the Olympics? No, I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that at all, folks. But I am saying you got to be active. Why? Because muscles are hungry. You're like, muscles are hungry? What you mean they're hungry? Well, muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you have too much of. The same stuff that you have too much of, muscles are hungry for. Oh yeah, glucose, blood sugar. So they're like a match made in heaven. Because the more you move, folks. This is why they tell you to go for a walk. They say, hey, go for a walk after you eat. Don't they say that? Why do they say go for a walk after you eat? Well, it's because they know, like your doctor will say, go for a walk. Your health coach will tell you, hey, go for a walk. They know that muscles are hungry for glucose. So here's the thing. When you're walking, when you're moving your body, when you're being active, especially right after you eat, the food, the glucose from the food that you just ate, the blood sugar, guess where it goes? The muscles, basically, they soak it all up because they're hungry. They're like, when you're in the gym and you go hit the weights, when you're in a fight, that's when you're using the most glucose. So that's why it's good to go for a walk after you eat, a 10-minute walk. Maybe go do some laundry. Go wash the dishes. Go fold some clothes. Go do something. Go get one of those squeegees. You know those squeegees? And you can just squeeze it up. You squeeze the balls. Squeeze it. Those squeegee thingies. You know what I'm talking about. You go get some of those. Folks, this is easy stuff that you can add to your life. Easy, everyday stuff. You can even be at your desk doing like some leg raises, right? Some calf raises. If you got too much glucose going through your body, being active is very, 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 very important. Activate the soleus muscle. When you're doing those squats, when you're doing those leg raises, squats at your desk, and you're activating your soleus muscles, just soaking up all of that glucose. Squeezing those balls, soaking up all of that glucose. So folks, that is why being active and blood sugar are like a match made in heaven. So 30 minutes a day, folks, 5 days a week, moderate intensive movement. You do this, check it out, folks. 5 days a week, you still get weekends off. You know what I'm saying? You still get weekends off. Imagine that. The C, folks. Woo! Now this one, most controversial one that there is. And this is clean eating. Clean eating. Man, super controversial. It's like politics, it's like religion, and then it's nutrition. Who would have ever thought that nutrition would be so highly debated? It's because It's so personal to people. You can't tell someone, hey, eat this, eat that. Like, people will bite your head off literally about what they eat. Literally. So, folks, we're putting all this together. I need you to maintain your pace. You're maintaining your pace. This is what you got to do, folks. This is the new medication that you got to prescribe to yourself. Maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating. Whole, unprocessed foods. What's clean eating? Eat whole, unprocessed, real food as much as you possibly can. What does that mean? Something that was grown from a branch, something that was grown out of the ground, something that once had dirt on it. Okay? And then whatever protein sources you choose to have, whether it's chicken or steak or eggs or salmon or tofu or tempeh. Just make sure it's the leaner sources. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, beans. Like I said, the leaner sources of protein. Chicken, turkey, steak, eggs, tofu, tempeh. Clean eating. You do that most of the time. Now, we're going to dive more into clean eating coming up next. But this is what you got to do most of the time. Well, you're like, Kelley, do I have to be a person? Do I have to have cheat? What about cheat meals, Kelley? Can I have some cheat meals? What about a cheat day? I say, don't even think of it that way. I teach people to reframe the way they think about it. Don't think about it as a cheat meal. Think about it, what is it that I do most of the time? What is it that I do most of the time? Because what you do the most matters the most. What you do most matters most. So if you're clean eating most of the time and avoiding the crap, which we're going to talk about next, if you're avoiding the crap, clean eating, not 80 to 90% of the time, it's not about having a cheat meal. It's about what is it that I do most of the time. So just reframe the way that you think about that. Rewire the way that you think about it. I'm not having a cheat meal. Just think about, is this what I do most of the time? No, it's not what I do most of the time. So cool. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. So that's how we end the debate on cheat meals. There's no such thing as a cheat meal. Yeah. I guess that's it. If you have a cheat, if you call it a cheat meal, whatever you call it, if you have a day where you're not eating healthy most of the day, you have one of those days, okay, great. You're right back on the wagon the next day. Boom, you're right back on. Boom. You're back on what is it that I do most of the time? Oh yeah, most of the time I'm clean eating. Get back on track. So that's it. We're going to cover more about clean eating coming up next, but that's what we're going to talk about on clean eating. And finally, the last part of the formula, folks, the part that you got to get right to maintain your pace is this. Here it is, folks. And it's called effective. Effective what, folks? Hold up, let me see. Effective, I'm going to give you the word. Effective. Effective what? Any guesses, folks? Effective what? I'm going to tell you. Effective sleep. That's what it is. Effective sleep, folks. Yeah. You're like, sleep, Kelley? Sleep? That doesn't make any sense, Kelley. Sleep? You're like, well, what does sleep have to do with it? Every time I go to the VA, right, I meet someone there, they have diabetes, insulin resistance, and they'll ask me, well, I tell them about sleep. They go, well, what does sleep have to do with it? Well, everything, actually. Because if you don't get 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, here's what's going to happen. The very next day, your blood sugar is going to be higher. The very next day, you're going to have an issue with your blood sugar. The very next day. If you already suffer from insulin resistance, it makes the insulin resistance worse. Well, you're like, well, why does it make it worse? Because the lack of sleep is a stressor. Guess what happens when you sleep? It's when your body regenerates itself. It's when your body recuperates itself. It's when your brain, it's when all of the blood sugar, all of the blood throughout the night, it wants to circulate through your brain the most so that you can recharge and wake up feeling like, woo, feel like $1,000,000. You wake up feeling like Batman. Like, yeah, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Feel like you're Batman for the day. Every day. It's when your body recharges. It's when you lose weight. You know, when you lose weight, like, hey, where do you lose weight? Where does the weight go? You want to know where the weight goes? The weight goes away when you sleep through your CO2. When you breathe out, that's where the weight goes. Six to 9 hours. Now, if you work the night shift, woo! Now, I want you to be super diligent about your sleep schedule. Because if your body cannot recover, listen, if you like, people like, let's hang out in the morning time, let's go grab breakfast. You're like, no, I'm not grabbing breakfast. If you work that night shift and somebody says, hey, let's go grab breakfast when you get off at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, you say, nah. This sleep right here is the most important thing. So here's what you tell them. You say, not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. That's the answer you can give them. Say, hey girl, let's go out to the brunch this morning. You be like, not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. You see what you just did? You flipped it on them. I'll call you. Because why? I'm going home and I'm giving you 6 to 9 hours of effective damn sleep. That's it. Here's how sleep can cancel everything out. Check this out. Watch this. Let's just say you're working out. I'm working out real good. Like, yeah, I'm working out real good, girl. Yeah. Okay, I'm clean eating. Man, I'm clean eating, Kelley. Yeah. All right, cool. But everyone say, oh, okay, well, and then they say, oh, I can't lose the weight, or I can't, my blood sugar is not going down, like my numbers aren't moving, like what's happening? And here's what's happening. Yeah, you're working out, yeah, you're clean eating, and working out is a stressor, as it already is, working out, even though it's great for you, it's a good stress, it's still stress, by the way. Hitting the weights is stressing your body, you're stressing your muscles, and you don't get it, but you're not getting enough effective sleep. You're working out, you're eating clean, but you're not getting effective sleep. Here's what's going to happen. You're just going to cancel this one out. Here's where we're trying to get to, folks. .9, 5.3. That is the goal. That is the goal, folks. 4.9 to 5.3. You don't have enough effective sleep, here's what's going to happen. You're going to throw off your peaceful mind because the lack of sleep is a stressor, which in turn, remember what happens when you get stressed? Cortisol, adrenaline gets released, stored blood sugar gets released. And as a result of stored blood sugar getting released, glycogen is called, now you've got more insulin in your body. Insulin, the more insulin resistant you are, it means that your blood cell, the nutrients basically can't get to where they need to go in a timely manner. The nutrients from the food that you just ate can't get to where it needs to go in a timely manner because you've got too much insulin. You've got too much insulin. So how do we bring the insulin down? If you're stressed, you ain't gonna bring it down if you're stressed. You gotta work on the 3 M's. Remember that? It's a big circle, folks. It's a big loop. It's a big loop. Look at that. They're all connected. And here's the one that has an honorable mention. Check it out. Substance abuse. Watch. Substance abuse. Substance abuse. You know, that's the last category. It's honorable mention. Substance abuse, things like alcohol. Okay? Alcohol, folks, is, woo! It's not your friend. You think that it's your friend, and like when it comes to sleep and all that stuff, but I just got to be honest, it is not your friend. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, it is not your friend. We'll talk more about alcohol a little later, but it's not your friend. I'll just say that. Okay? Also things like, steroids. Steroids could have caused you to become more insulin resistant. Steroids. Steroids, like from the doctor, to get doctors to get steroids and all that kind of stuff. Those kind of steroids. Insulin resistant. It's all connected. So once you maintain your pace, you start cleaning up these areas. Folks. That number is going to start going back to the ideal range. 4.9, 5.3. That's how you get there, folks. Each day, you're learning, you're trying, you're evaluating, you're refining. That's the process. Learn, try, evaluate, refine. Learn, try, evaluate, refine. You do this, folks. Learn, try, evaluate, refine. You just keep on doing it. You keep on doing it every day. You show up, you do the work. This is the work. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. That is how you will bring your A1C down. Now, that is called lifestyle medicine, folks. It is the most neglected form of healing, like I told you earlier. When we first started this thing, I told you I was going to bring it back around. I told you I was going to give you the answer. And I told you what stands in the way also becomes the way, doesn't it? Remember that? It's a little Jedi mind trick I played on you earlier. What stands in the way becomes the way. What's standing, I'm going to keep it simple. What's standing in the way of you getting what you want, your number to the ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3 is this right here. That's what's standing in your way. But now that you know that, it's got to become the way. Right? So that's it, folks. If this is making sense to y'all, I want to make sure this is making sense to y'all before we get to your questions. But I want to know, if you, check this out, folks. The quiz, the masterclass, go register for the masterclass. I want to know if this is making sense to y'all. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all, folks. And here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go register for the quiz. Go take the quiz. Go register for the masterclass, folks. I'm telling you, this link is like Disney World for a diabetic. It's telling you. You have not taken the quiz. What is the quiz? It is a 2-minute quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz so that you can understand and learn your diabetes management style. And then once you understand your style, folks, the next thing to do is check it out. You got it over here as well. Click that link. This is on TikTok. But click this link right here. Boom. On my other socials as well. You click the link in my description, and there's a link. Click on that link. And here it is. There's the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The masterclass. The 45-minute masterclass where you're going to understand, I'm going to break down this formula right here. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. I'm going to give you tactics in each area. More tactics in peaceful mind. More tactics in active body. More tactics in clean eating. And the effective sleep one, if you have not registered for this masterclass, it's free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's it. That's all you got to do is pay attention right here. Look. That's all you got to do. Pay attention. That's it. Right there. That's it. And for my action takers. And for my people who are ready for serious change. It's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? You got the quiz, you got the masterclass, and then for my people who are saying that they're ready to get off of that glucose roller coaster, What roller coaster? What the hell is the glucose roller coaster? That is when your blood sugar is so high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. It feels like you're on a damn roller coaster. And they're ready to get off of that roller coaster. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is. Over 200 people have joined this challenge. All right? These are the people who have gotten to the point where they're ready to take control of their blood sugar. That's what they're ready to do. They're ready to take control of their blood sugar. They're ready to get off of the roller coaster. If that's you, if your blood sugar has just been high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, that's what you run into all the time. You tried everything and nothing's working. You try all of that. If that's you, then join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. A guy who was a diabetic, had heart disease, and was obese. Right? Look at it. Check it out. Diabetes, heart disease, and obese. Look at that. All right, that wasn't even at my heavies. So, folks, when I tell you I know that I'm the right guy to be your tour guide, you hang out with me for 2 weeks, we're going to get you off of that roller coaster. That's it. Here it is right here. Now, everything on my page is free, except for the masterclass. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. Everything is free. The PDF is free. Everything is free. All you got to do is pay attention. But the challenge, I can't give you the challenge for free. Why? It's because there's real people getting real results on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Many people will come on the live and they'll tell a story about how they're doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and the things that it's doing for their blood sugar. They finally got off the roller coaster. Now, they're back on smooth land. No more roller coasters, no more ups, no more downs, no more inflammation, no more tingling of the feet. Inflammation. All of that. All because we're doing a blood sugar reset. Now, it's $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But you use the discount code LIVE, while I'm live, FREEDOM. This week, the code is FREEDOM. You use that discount code FREEDOM, folks. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for not $99, but $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, if you got to the point where you're ready to get off of that roller coaster, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, and I got you. Are there any questions? Are there any questions on what you got to do what I did? To rewrite your story. People always ask me, Kelley, what'd you do, Kelley? What'd you do? What'd you do, man? And I tell them, listen, I just buckled down. I just had my season of focus. It was a focus season. 2021 was a season that I focused. That's what it was. That's what you're going to have to do. How you doing? That's me on that roller coaster. Juliana, my name is Juliana. I need help. I'm from the Bronx. Yeah. I think I just said, yes. So what do I do? Press. What name is it, Papa? Okay. I got you. Let me show you. Let me show you where it is. Let me show you where it is one more time. We're going to get back to the questions. Oops. But right here, you click right here. Juliana, you click right up here, and then you click on my picture again, and then here it is. Here it is. Right here. Boom. Click right there. Scroll up. There's the quiz, the masterclass. That's where it's Disney World, folks. Everything's free except for the challenge, folks. The challenge is $79 if you use that discount code. That's it. It's the owner's one. All right. But the masterclass is free. The masterclass is free. The PDF is free. But it's just all information, folks. That's just all information I'm giving you in that. But here's what I say. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You're going to have a lot of knowledge whenever you get the master class and all that stuff, and I break down the formula. Here's where I break down the formula in that master class. You're going to get a whole lot of knowledge. But it's just entertainment. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. And folks, I don't want to just entertain you. I want you to get out there and take some action. Take some action on whatever it is that you got to do. Whatever it is that you got to do, I want you to get out there and take some action. That's it. Question, let's see. Any question? Any more questions? Any questions? Any questions on what you got to do? On what you got to do? Any questions? Adequate is difficult for night shifters. Yeah, yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Woodsy. Who's ready to take? You ready to take some action? You ready to get off of that roller coaster? That's you. You join that challenge. Okay, that's it. So no more. We're going to talk about, what are we talking about? What time is it? 8:33. Clean eating, folks. We getting ready to transition over to clean eating, man. We're going to be playing some games. We're going to play a game of blood sugar Tetris today. Let's see how many folks we got. I think we're going to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. Any questions on this? No questions. All right. We're going on to the next topic. So, folks, this is all geared towards getting into this ideal range, folks. The ideal range. Clean eating is next. We're coming up. For my folks who want to join the challenge, here it is. Here's the discount code for the week. Freedom. You do this while I'm live, though. Freedom. You use that, you're joining the challenge for $79. If you're ready to get off of that roller coaster, you use that discount code. Freedom. Man, appreciate that. Poochie. Yes, it is. This is what I do. My name is Pablo. Yeah, got you. Oh, my bad, Pablo. Your name is Pablo. My bad. I thought he said Juliana. My bad. I got you. Pablo, my bad. I got you. Next topic, folks. Next topic. A lot of people, here's what I say before we go to the next topic. I say a lot of people wait for the perfect conditions to start. But starting is the perfect condition. A lot of people are like, man, I gotta get this life in my, I gotta get this right in my life, I gotta get that right in my life before I start. No. There are no perfect conditions. The only perfect condition is to start. That's it. Clean eating. You're going to start to play this game better. Clean eating. Let's get into this game of blood sugar Tetris. This is the introduction to clean eating, folks. This is the stuff that you're going to have to do that you can't avoid it anymore. To bring those numbers back to the ideal range of 4.9 and 5.3, we're going to have to learn how to play this game a lot better. 4.9, 5.3. That's the ideal. We're going to keep that in mind the whole time. Throughout this live, we're going to keep that in mind the whole time. That is where you want your A1C to be ideally. We're going to keep that in mind the whole life. I'm going to teach you how to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. We're going to start talking about eating now. When you play Tetris, who's ever played Tetris? Put a me in the chat if you've ever played this game of Tetris before. You know the game of Tetris. You know it. All right. Yeah, Pablo, you can click the link in my bio. There's click the link there, man. You can all my stuff there, all my contact information is there. I ain't hard to find, boss. Or you can just punch my name into Google. There it is. Punch my name into Google. Ain't hard to find, boss. Me. I'm on the way to 13 now, 6.7. The doctors took me off meds. Thanks. Woo! Ooh, you see that one? Can that comment? Folks, if you think it's a game, look what Jazzy Ness just wrote. Shout out to her, man. Give it up. Give it up to her. Give it up to her again. Do you see what she just said? She said, my doctor took me off my meds. Appreciate the me. But it ain't to me. It's you. You did the work. You learned how to play this game of blood sugar Tetris that I'm about to teach you, folks. That's what it comes to. I'm telling you, folks, it's real life, real people who are doing this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You hang out with me for 14 days, I'm telling you. My doctor took me off my meds. Thank you. Hung out with me for 14 days. Diabetic meds aren't the only way. Try spending 14 days with me. You want to do that, you use that discount code FREEDOM. Because that's what you're going to experience. When the doctor takes you off your meds, what does that mean? You tell me if this discount, if $79 ain't worth that freedom. That's the doctor taking you off your meds. Oh, man. Celebrate that again. One more time. Shout out to you. Jazzy. Are there any questions if this thing works? Okay, my name's not Pablo, it's Juliana. Okay. I thought it was Pablo. I don't know. Pablo, Juliana, my apologies. But click the link in my bio, register for the quiz, register for the master class, do it all. There's freebies on there, there's all types of stuff on there. It's like just grab and go. It's like Disney. It's like when you were a kid. When you were a kid and you wanted all that damn candy and your mom wouldn't give you all that candy. You just wanted to grab all the candy and eat it up. But now as an adult, we flip the script on her. Hey, mom, we flipped the script on you, mom. Now, remember, mom, when you wouldn't let me eat all the candy? Now that I've got type 2 diabetes, folks, I can just go to that link in Kelley's bio, right? I can just go to this link. Check this out. I can just go to this link. Right? Click right up here. Click on this picture. My picture again. Check it out. Boom. Quiz, the master class. We'll take it all, folks. That's it. Now, back to the game of blood sugar Tetris as we celebrate someone getting taken off of their medications. That is a huge accomplishment. Shout out to you, Jazzy, though. Fats. Protein. Woo. And carbs. Who's ever played the game of blood sugar? Who's ever played the game of Tetris? You know the game, folks. You know the game. Who's ever played this game? You know the game I'm talking about. Tetris. Look at that. Tetris. You know the game. We're getting ready to play this game. It's about putting the blocks in the right location. But we're going to play a different game. We're going to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. Ooh. The idea of Tetris is to take these blocks and put them into the right location. Fat, protein, and carb. Each one is a piece of the game. The fat are the tiny pieces. The protein are the medium-sized pieces. Ooh, and the carbs are the big pieces. Now here's what happens, folks, when you're insulin resistant. Let's start playing the game. Now this is a game, but I want you to think about real life when we're playing this game. This is a real life game. Who knows what happens, folks, in your blood sugar? What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fats? Who can tell me what happens to the blood sugar whenever you eat fat? Who can tell me? Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? Who can tell me what happens? Nothing. Okay, somebody said nothing. All right, what else? It goes up. So, all right, any other guesses? Any other guesses? It goes down. Okay, all right. Fat. Here's what happens when you eat fat to your blood sugar. Absolutely nothing. Stays the same. There's no bump, there's nothing, just woo, smooth sailing. So just like in Tetris, the fats are the tiny pieces. You played the game of Tetris before. You try to move those pieces, you can move those pieces, the blocks are coming down so slowly. The little pieces, they're coming down so slowly. Check it out. Now you've got control over it. You can put these blocks wherever because they're coming down so slow and they're so tiny. So that's what happens when you eat fat, folks, to your blood sugar. Nothing. Okay, well, what happens now when you eat some protein? Who can tell me what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat some protein, folks? Can you tell me? Does it go up? Does it go down? What does it do? What does it do? It goes down. Somebody said it goes up. Slight bump. Okay. Slight bump. All right. There's a lot of different reviews. But here's what happens. Whenever you eat protein, things like steak, eggs, salmon, tofu, tempeh, things with higher amounts of protein, yeah, your blood sugar is going to go up a little bit higher. There's going to be a slight bump, as somebody said. A slight bump, but it's nothing that you can't handle. It's nothing that you can't handle. So you can still put those pieces where they need to be. The protein. You can still put the pieces where they need to be. Like the analogy I love to give is if you live in California and if you turn on the news later on that night and they say, hey, listen, the news says, hey, there was an earthquake today. You're like, there was an earthquake? What? There was an earthquake? That's what's going to happen. We didn't even know because it was so low on the Richter scale that we couldn't even feel it. It's the same thing what happens to you whenever you eat some protein. Let me eat some water. Same thing happens to you folks whenever you eat that protein. Yeah, the blocks are coming down faster and bigger, but they're so insignificant that it really doesn't. You really couldn't feel it. Your blood sugar is going to be fine. You're playing a game of Tetris. Okay, folks, who knows what happens whenever you eat carbohydrates, things like rice, pasta, all that stuff? Who knows what happens to the blood sugar? Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? Rice, pasta, lasagna, all of that. Goes up, goes high. It spikes. It goes up. Goes up like a rocket. What does it say? Too much of it clogs your arteries. A high spike. Yeah. A high spike. And it's the same thing that happens whenever you do this in the game of Tetris. Remember I said the carbohydrates are the big blocks. So if you're insulin resistant already, we're trying to get to this number, the ideal number, 4.9 and 5.3. We keep loading up on this area too much. Here's what's happening. Boom. The big pieces are coming in. They're coming in. You're coming in fast. 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 Not only are they big, but they're coming in fast. Look. I'm going to give you an illustration of what I'm talking about. Check this out. I'm going to illustrate what's happening into your blood. When you're playing this game, you're playing the game all wrong at that point. Okay, we're already insulin resistant. Typically, we're supposed to have a human being is supposed to have 1 teaspoon of sugar flowing through their body. That's it. With just 1 teaspoon, that's it. 1 teaspoon. 1. Through your whole body, 1 teaspoon. That's all he wants to see. But when we drink check this out. When we drink something like a Mountain Dew, whoo, that Mountain Dew earlier that I talked about, jumping in the pool of Mountain Dew. When we drink something like a Mountain Dew, folks, now that has about 40 grams of sugar, a Mountain Dew. That equates to about 10 teaspoons of sugar. If you drink a Mountain Dew, your body's only supposed to have 1, but if you drink a Mountain Dew, if you just gulp it down, you just put 10 teaspoons of sugar through your blood. Through all your blood. 10 teaspoons of sugar. Right here, look at all this. This is like 10 right here. Something like that. You just put a whole lot in there. Look at that. Just like that. Picture that. When these blocks start filling up on the game of Tetris, and they start filling up, who knows what happens on the game of Tetris when the carbohydrates or when the blocks fill all the way to the top? Who knows what happens on the game of Tetris? Who can tell me what happens in the game of Tetris? Throw it in the chat over here too. What happens in the game of Tetris when you fill up, or when your chips fill all the way up to the top, and they fill up too quickly? Who can tell me what happens in the game? Who can tell me what happens in the game, folks? It's game over. It's game over. You out of there, somebody said. Just like with this video game right here, it's game over. There it is, look. Game over. Game over. But you see, this is a game. You see, this is a game, folks. Now, I can get up here and, we're joking and having a good time and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's not a game. Your blood sugar is not a game. Because it is one of the most, like I said, balancing your blood sugar, your body is fighting to balance that blood sugar. The more and more junk food you start piling on right over here, all of the processed carbs, all of the Takis and all of that stuff you're just piling on. The Mountain Dews and all that, 2 Mountain Dews a day like I used to have. Right? I used to call myself being smart by getting the small ones. I just drink more of them. Check it out. Carbs. All of that. Junk food. I'm playing the game all wrong. And as a result, I go to the doctor. I get diagnosed as having diabetes. 2 weeks after taking that picture. Because I was playing the game all wrong. This is the start of it, folks. When you're insulin resistant, the faster the chips are stacking. The faster they're stacking. And the faster your game is going to be over. I told you it's why people leave here very, very soon. I told you my sister passed away at the age of 55 years old. 55 years old 2 years ago because of this game of blood sugar Tetris. She had diabetes for many, many, many years. And as a result, her game was over. My sister's game was over, at the age of 55. I miss my sister dearly. So, folks, this is a game. You can reset. You can press on the game of Tetris. You can press the reset button. Well, when it comes to your real life, when it comes to your toes, keeping your toes, whether it comes to playing and hanging out with your grandkids, living to the age of 100, keeping your sight, the more blood sugar that you got, blood sugar is attaching everywhere. This stuff's so sticky. It's attacking everything. Your sight, your fingers, your toes, the numbness, all of that. All of that is due to just not playing the game right. We talked about earlier what the solution was, right? Remember how we tied all this stuff together? Lifestyle medicine, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Those are the areas. Now, folks, if you're going to start to play this game a lot better, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. If you say, now, Kelley, I understand the stakes of this game. I understand one of the areas, we're talking about clean eating, you're ready to talk about more about clean eating. I understand now more of what I got to do now to get my numbers back into the ideal range. I understand how my diet should become and how the things I should start to eat, Kelley. I understand it now. We're going to talk more next, but this is the intro to clean eating. If that's making sense, put a me in the chat, folks. Let's see. Yeah, it's very serious. Put a me in the chat, folks, if this is making sense to you, this game of blood sugar Tetris. Okay. Only one person, no worries. Okay, a couple more folks. Yeah, me. Okay, me. Now, let's shift gears, folks. Now this is making sense to y'all. Any questions? Any questions before we go on to the next thing, folks? Any questions? And for my people who are ready to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you know the discount code is freedom. You want to experience freedom? Use that discount code. Or you can register for the quiz, register for the masterclass. The point is, go do something. There's a lot of grab and goes on there. There's a lot of freebies on my page, I'm telling you. A lot of freebies. Go grab yours. The grab bag of freebies. Where are the vegetables? We're going to talk more about clean eating coming up. We're going to dive even more into clean eating right now. We're going to talk about the vegetables. Eat for F. Eat for F. Okay. Yeah, all right, no more questions. But the vegetables, we're going to talk about the vegetables right now. This is just the game. This is just understanding the game. But the vegetable, as far as the game of Tetris, they would go over here in this category, like where the fats are. They'd be hanging out close to where the fats are. Depending on the veggies, we got non-starchy veggies, which we're going to talk about now, right? Just depending on the type of veggies. It can either go in this category, or they can go somewhere, over in this category. Just depends on the type of vegetable. Protein. Yeah, protein goes in the middle. All right, that's a slight bump. It's a slight bump, but it's nothing that you got to be worried about. Protein, don't worry about it. When it comes to your blood sugar, protein is great. I wish my doctors cared to educate like they just want you to prescribe metformin. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Why would they educate you like that? You know what I'm saying? That goes against their bottom line. They gotta keep the business flowing. You're the business. But here's the thing. You got to become your own business. You got to become your own doctor. You got to be so good at planning ahead, folks. When it came to playing this game of blood sugar Tetris, you got to become so good that you make a plan to outlive your doctor. You become so good at planning, folks, that you make a plan to outlive your doctors. Thank you for that. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you so much too, Angelica, thank you. That's it, folks. Be so good at planning ahead that you make a plan to outlive your doctor. I take Jardians, okay? Lifestyle first. Here's the philosophy. Lifestyle first. How do you feel about taking the Jardians? Deshar, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like, listen, I've got to the point where change isn't desired, it's downright necessary? Or are you okay with the Jardians? Right? So that's the question. It's choice time. It's so crazy. They told me it's not reversible. There's no way, Are you just joining us newly? It's what we've been talking about. It's what we've been talking about, how to get rid of this thing, folks. That's it. That's what we've been talking about. Of course there is. If I did it, and as many other, I know you've seen the stories. If I did it, I know you've seen the other stories of people reversing type 2 diabetes. I'm one of those stories, but you're going to be one of those stories next. You're going to be that next story. That's it. You're going to be the next story. I don't like the medication. You don't like the medication, things are going to have to change. For things to change, you're going to have to change. For things to change, you are going to have to change. You're going to have to do the work. What's the work? Peaceful mind, having a peaceful mind, stress management, active body, clean eating, substance abuse, things like alcohol, right? That's it. No carbs. I switched to lentils, and the last 2 weeks, my glucose has been 76 to 140. That's it. That's it. That's it. No carbs. All right, let's get to it. Let's dig into clean eating, folks. Let's dig more into clean eating. But that's the game, or that's the introduction to clean eating. Now we're going to get to it. Now we're going to talk clean eating. Now we're really going to talk about it. Do me a favor, folks. Who hates counting their calories? When it comes to weight loss, when the doctor's like, listen, we need you to lose 15 pounds, we need you to lose 20 pounds, we need you to lose 30 pounds, we need you to lose whatever. But to do that, you're going to have to count all of your calories. Who enjoys that, folks? If you enjoy that, or if you hate that, put a me in the chat. If you hate counting the calories, you hate weighing the food, you hate all of that. If you were like, man, is there an easier way, Kelley? Is there an easier way to do this, Greg? Yeah, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. I do. Right now, I'm just counting sugar and protein. Is that okay? Right now, I'm just counting sugar and protein. Is that okay? What do you mean? You just counting sugar and protein? Not sure what you mean by that one. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it, but I'd have to. Ooh, do you have to? But I'd have to. Well, hold up. I don't enjoy it, but if I have to, I'd do it if I think I'd do it if I had to. I get it. I'd do it if I had to. What are we paying that $79 for? That is doing the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. We're ready to join the challenge. The challenge is for my action takers. All right? The people who have gotten to the point where here's the challenge for. If you're riding the glucose roller coaster, if your blood sugar has just been up so high for so long, like, man, my blood sugar's high, I went to the doctor, I did this, I did that, I tried all the movement, I tried this, I tried that, and nothing worked. If that's you, if you're struggling with that, then join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why? Because we're streamlining your nutrition for 14 days. Hang out with me for 14 days. I'm going to show you the same exact stuff that I did to transform my health, to get off, to no longer have diabetes, to no longer have heart disease, to no longer being obese. Same thing. That's your story. But that's going to be your story. That's what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about, folks. Like staying low sugar, that's me. I'm sick of it. If you're sick of it, use that discount code FREEDOM. Accept the challenge. Here's how you accept the challenge. And then we're going to talk about clean eating. We're going to dive more into clean eating, folks. And we're going to talk about why counting calories is one of the most pointless things that you can do. Okay, here it is. Right here. Quiz, the masterclass, all right here. So the quiz, the masterclass, all linked in my bio. It's all there. Quiz, masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is right here. Quiz and masterclass are free. Challenge, $79 if you use today's discount code FREEDOM. FREEDOM is today's discount code, folks. What you get, here's everything it is right here. You need help, all of that stuff right there. There's what the challenge is. It says $99, but it's actually $79 when you use that discount code. Freedom, folks. That is what the challenge is all about. 2 weeks ago, I woke up with my sugar at $2.95. My last straw made the change. That's it. You made that change. That's it. You're going to have to get in there, and it's got to be that day. You had that day 2 weeks ago. Show me how to click your picture again to join. So click right up here. Click this picture right here. And then click on my picture again. And it'll take you, and then you'll see a link. That link that's right under my picture. Y'all. Appreciate that. 1010 says, you got all the help right here. All help is here. The rest is up to you. That's it. All the help you need is right here. I'm telling you, folks, when I built that link in my bio to join the 14-day challenge and take the quiz and the master class, I thought all of that stuff through. The reason I thought all of that stuff through, I went through every nick and cranny, and it's literally like a grab bag. It's like a grab bag. I told you, like Halloween when you were a kid. But it's Halloween for adults now, okay? When it comes to insulin resistance and blood sugar, you click that link in my bio, I'm telling you. Every answer that you need is right there. I'm telling you, hang out with me for 2 weeks, and it'll change your life. I promise you it will. Use the discount code FREEDOM. You're joining the challenge for $79. Everything else is free on there. Everything else on my page is free. All you got to pay is attention. All right, folks. Well, we're back at it. The last of the questions. We're going to talk about clean eating. You guys said you hate counting calories. I remember you said that. Yeah. Remember you said you hate counting the calories. You hated it. I did too. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Somebody just took the chance and they're joining the challenge. Shout out to them. Check your email. Look for 2 emails from me. All right, folks. Let's get into it. Let's get into this plate. Let's get into this plate. What if there were a different way to actually lose the weight, keep the weight off, get your blood sugar back, and just keep your blood sugar stable? And what if there were an easier way to not have to worry about counting calories and all of that jazz? Nobody's counting calories. Instead, here's what we're doing. Here's what I do. Here's how I've been maintaining the weight loss for all of these years. It's been years. People look at me like, yo, why you keep gaining the weight back, Kelley? Well, I haven't gained the weight back because I've been doing my clean eating plate. Non-starchy veggies. What kind of non-starchy veggies? What are those? Those are things like broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, kale, arugula, cabbage, carrots, onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, cucumbers, zucchini. These are non-starchy veggies. So you fill your plate with 50, you can put a list of, just do a search for non-starchy veggies. That's it, just put a search for non-starchy veggies. That's what you do. And you'll see the whole list. I just gave you a couple of them, but trust me, there are a bunch of them, okay? So you can have a field day. There's so much variety. Look at all that. It's all variety. Just have a field day with it. You can make yourself a beautiful stir fry, 50% of your plate. All right. Now, let's keep going. Protein, 25% protein. Yeah, everybody's favorite, right? Protein. Okay. Everybody's favorite, isn't it? Protein. Yeah, yummy. So whatever protein that you choose, right? Because I know everybody's got their favorite protein. So whether it's chicken, whether it's steak, whether it's eggs, whether it's salmon, whether it's turkey, whatever your favorite protein is. Tofu, tempeh, TVP, texturized vegetable protein, like whatever your favorite protein is, 25%. Then you can throw some healthy fats in there. Some healthy fats like avocados, nuts and seeds, almonds, pistachios. The unsalted kind, right? Okay? The unsalted ones. Almonds. The 3 oils, avocado, coconut, olive. If it's not avocado, if it's not coconut, if it's not olive, man, throw that thing out. If it's not coconut, if it's not avocado, if it's not olive, man, throw that thing out. Go to your pantry right now and go grab that yellow tub of canola oil. And just, today's trash day here. And put that thing in the trash. What about grapeseed? If it's not coconut, if it's not olive, if it's not, there's so many other oils. But if it's not coconut oil, if it's not olive oil, if it's not avocado oil, if it's not any of those 3, we're just going to keep it simple. I know a lot of people are going to ask about other oils. Let's just keep it simple. If it's not coconut, if it's not olive oil, yeah, or avocado, throw it out. Those are seed oils. Those are highly industrialized seed oils. Highly. Okay? No, those are not good. Highly industrialized seed oils. Those were not made for humans. They had to do so much behind the scene work for those oils to make them edible that you don't even want to know behind the scene work. It's so crazy. All of the deodorants and all of that stuff, the bleaches and all that stuff they put on to make the thing even freaking edible, to be able to put on the shelf. So stay away from the grapeseed oils, the safflower, all of the other oils as much as you possibly can. Stick to the healthy fats. Carbs. Here's the other one. Woo, carbs. Fruit. I'm going to put fruit over here as well. And then I'm going to put a down arrow. All right, the down arrow is a very, very specific rule. Well, people are like, well, what kind of carbs can I have, Kelley? Well, whatever kind of. Ideally, you want to stay away from the white stuff as much as you can. You know, the white rice and all that stuff. But you can have it though. You can have your favorite kind. But here's the rule though. Here's the rule. You want to make sure that you're putting some clothing on those carbs first. You want to make sure you're putting some clothing on them first. So I'm talking about things like rice and potatoes and sweet potatoes and the starchy veggies like acorn squash, butternut squash, all of that. That's what I'm talking about. You got to put some clothing on them first. You're like, well, what the hell's clothing, Kelley? Well, what kind of clothing are you talking about, Kelley? This kind of clothing. Check it out. 1, 2, 3. A 1, a 2, a 3. You're like, well, what the hell's 1, 2, 3, Kelley? That's the order in which you eat your food. 1, 2, a 3. Kind of like the 1980s. Who's ever watched that 1980s show with the commercial with the owl? Like, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? And he goes, a 1, a 2, a 3. And he bites it. 3. These are the 3 steps, folks. Eat your veggies first. Fiber. You got your plate. You can make this thing so, look at this, folks. You can get your plate. You can even go order yourself one of these plates. You can go get yourself, look, you can make your life so easy. Look at this. Check it out. Check it out. Look at this. Doesn't that look familiar? You can make your life so easy, folks. Check it out. You can go get yourself one of these plates. Look at that. You can get yourself one of these plates. This is called it's literally called a clean eating plate. Literally. So instead of counting all the calories and all that stuff, just go get you a plate. Just like, yo, I ain't counting no calories. I ain't doing that crazy stuff. I'm going to go get me a plate. These plates are the best ones I've seen, folks. There's some plates out there, some tiny plates, but these are the best ones that I've seen. Look, you can make your life, and these are in my showcase, my TikTok showcase. You can go get yourself one of these plates. Just make your life a whole lot easier. I'm telling you. Look, fill all of this up with veggies. Veggies, 50%. Proteins, boom, your protein go right here. Your carbs can go right here. What kind of carbs? Like you said, whatever kind you want. But you got to follow the order. 1, 2, 3. What do you mean 1, 2, 3, Kelley? Look, 1, a 2, a 3. Veggies first, 1. Fats and proteins, 2. You eat that second. Third, you eat, look, the carbs and the fruit. You think of carbs, you think of fruit, you think of dessert. You think of carbs, you think of fruit, you think of dessert. You think of you eat it last. Like, when would I eat fruit, Kelley? Well, what kind of fruit? Well, you can kind of have what kind of fruit you want. You just got to be a little bit careful. But here's the thing. Instead of doing all that, I can't have this fruit, just obey the very specific rule. You can have whatever kind of fruit that you want. You can, and you got to eat it in a specific order. You can go down on the carbs. That's why I got a down arrow. You can go down, but you can't go up. You can go down, but you can't go up. Like, once you jump down there, bro, like you jump down and you ain't getting back up. Once you're down, that's it. So you can go down, but you can't go up. So you can go down to 20%, 15%, 10%, 5%, 0. Hell, you can even go down to 0%. You can even go down to 0%. Because you don't actually need the carbs. They're great to have, but we don't need to have them. They're great to have, but we don't need to have them. That's part 1, folks. That's part 1. If this is making sense to y'all, put the word clean in the chat if this is making sense to y'all. Or if you're going to go get yourself one of these plates. The thing is, go take some kind of action, folks. You ready to start getting your lifestyle right. You ready to start changing. You ready for change. You're ready. You're ready. Like, all right, Kelley, I can go get myself a plate. Step number 1. Ooh, and I can start implementing this stuff. I can start implementing this stuff in my life, Kelley. But you see, this is not my story. It's your story. I can't write this. Remember I told you earlier, lifestyle medicine, I can't write this script for you. Your doctor can't write this script for you. This clean eating, they can't prescribe this for you. You are going to have to prescribe this for yourself. Let's see what we got. Let's see if anybody said. Put the word clean in the chat if this is making sense to y'all. When it comes to clean eating. Oh, yeah, we got it. So interesting. Thank you kindly, user 604. Thank you kindly. I accepted the challenge yesterday, but do I start through the email? I sent you an email. I sent you a text, mac and cheese. Check your text, mac and cheese. But yes, everything is sent to your email, boss. You got it. That's where it is. Check your email. Check it. Don't do a search for my name. It may have gone to your junk, but do a search for my name. It's there, boss. Or reply back to that text, then we got you. I think, did you get them right? Okay, you got it right. Oh, my bad. I didn't see. My bad. My moderator got it right. My bad. Perfect for people. Perfect for people who don't like their food touching like my wife. Yeah. Perfect for that. All right. So if your wife don't like her food touching, bada bing. Bada bing. The clean eating plate, folks. This is part 1 of this clean eating stuff. Now you need help with this. Join that 14-day blood sugar challenge. I told you before. If you've gotten to the point where you got the ups and the downs, the highs, the lows, if that's you, If you've been struggling with your blood sugar for many, many years, and you've gone to the doctor and you've got all of the meds and they gave you all the meds and then nothing's changing, nothing has changed in 5 years, nothing has changed, 20 years, nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is your prescription. If that's you, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? We're gonna break all that. We're gonna break our. Spend 2 weeks with me and we're gonna change your life. Spend 2 weeks with me and it will change your life. Use the discount. You ready to join that challenge? Use the discount code of FREEDOM. Because that's what you're gonna experience, freedom. Use the discount code of FREEDOM. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let's see if we got any more. What's a good fiber to eat? And when you walk into the grocery store, right here's the good fiber to eat. When you walk, a validated link. When you walk into the grocery store, it's like this. All of the stuff. When you look to the left and you look to the right, you see all those different colors. You see all those different colors? That is where the fiber is. That's where it is. Clean, all right, clean. How many chicken wings would you put in your protein, would you put the protein section? Terry! What kind of chicken wings are you talking about? We're not talking about chicken wings from, you know what I mean, Wingstop. Where are we getting these chicken wings from? That was my first question. Oh, Kelley, where can I purchase the plate? In my TikTok showcase. So click right up here. And then click on my picture again. And it will take you right to my, once you click here, and then you click on my picture again, it's going to take you to, let me show you where it is. Here's where all the plates are, folks. You need to get yourself one of these plates, I'm telling you. It'll change your damn life. Right here, and then boom, look, right here. There's all the stuff. See where it says showcase? Look, showcase right there. Showcase, boom, right there. So just go there, see all that stuff. Look at that. There's the plates right there. Like, boom. There are the plates. See them right there? Yep, there they are. All right, there they are. So that's what the plates are. That's what the quiz is. That's what the masterclass is. That's where everything is. You click all that stuff, folks. The quiz, the masterclass, the challenge. Use the discount code FREEDOM. Everything is there, folks. To join the challenge. $79 to join the challenge. Everything else is free, though. The quiz, the masterclass. But when you're ready, when you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. That is when you use that discount code. Like if today's your day, today's the day you want to get off of that roller coaster, today's the day you use that discount code FREEDOM. Because that's what you're going to experience. You're going to be off of the roller coaster after that. It's going to be your stop. 2 weeks. Hang out with me for 2 weeks, change your life. I promise you. Terry, let me answer your question. You remember is the chicken wings that you remember you can't stack them, right? So you put them in there. Everything is proportional, but you can go more protein, right? So it doesn't really matter. So however much protein that you prefer. So you can either keep them like this. When we're talking about portion size, you want to make sure that they don't go above that rim. You see that? But remember, you don't have to do your board like this. You can do your board however you want. You can say one day, listen, you can say, I want more protein today. So instead of all of the veggies, instead of 50% veggies, you can do 50% protein. So you can put, if you got your wings, you put them over there. You know what I mean? You just got to learn how to play this game. It's called a game of blood sugar Tetris. You know how we talked about Tetris? It's a game. How are you playing this game? Well, that's a part of it. You can go even like, hey, I want to go 75%. You know, you can go 75%. Terry, totally up to you. Just remember this rule. You can't go up on the carbs. We're talking about balancing our blood sugar. We're not going up on the carbohydrates. That's the rule. Remember that rule? So do with the board as you want. 50%, you want to go 50% more. You're like, hey, today I'm feeling more veggie. Today I'm feeling like more protein. So we're not stacking it like that. We're just moving the percentage over. We're not stacking. We're just moving the percentage over. We're decreasing some of the other percentages. That's all we're doing, Terry. Hello, Kelley. Where can I purchase a plate? Yeah, right there. Can you name a couple fruits that are safe, low glycemic? Berries. So blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, kiwis, pears, peaches. Those are some. Freedom is the discount code. Not free. Freedom. Freedom is the discount code right here. That is the discount code you use to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for not $99, but $79 when you use that discount code. Freedom. What fit on the plate? I don't know what you mean, what fits on. Yeah, whatever fit, what the food fits on the plate, yeah. That's where it goes. I bake them. They're great. There you go, Terry. As many as you want, as long as they are not breaded. Not as many as you want, as long as they're not breaded. There is a rule. There is a cutoff. There is a cutoff when your body says, stop eating. Stop eating. That signal, that's when you stop. So not as many as you want. As many as you want until your body says, stop eating. But, we get in society, we're like, oh, it tastes so good. Oh, my God, it tastes so good. We talk about GLP-1s. You want to know what a GLP-1 does? That's it. That's what that signal that you get when you say, I'm full, but you keep on eating anyway because it tastes delicious, and you got more on the plate and it tastes delicious. But that signal that you got that says, okay, you should probably stop, bro. But you keep on eating. That's what GLP-1s do. That's the little signal. That's why you're not hungry. When you're on a GLP-1, that's why you're not hungry. Because it tricks your brain to make it think that it's producing more of that hormone. But it's not. You tricked your brain. Okay? That's what the medication is doing. It is a master manipulator of your hormones. One thing that you don't want to mess with, folks, is I'm not an endocrinologist, I'm not a doctor. But one thing I do understand is the circadian rhythm. I'm a holistic health coach, right? What I do understand is the circadian rhythm, the sun and the moon, how your hormones interact with that. Yeah. So that's it, folks. That's it. That's what GLP-1s do. But you can learn to recognize that signal on your own. You don't lifestyle first and then medication. Lifestyle first. That is how you bring your A1C back to the ideal range. Learn to listen to your body. You think 50 to 60% sugar is a good diet? Do I think 50% sugar is a good diet? Here we go with this. Here we go. So, we got a hater in there. We got a disagreeer now. So if you want to disagree, check it out, boss. Like I told you before, it's your plate. You can do whatever the hell you want to with your plate. You let this be the base. These are non-starchy veggies, boss. Okay? This is non-starchy veggies. We're talking about chemistry. Non-starchy veggies, a protein and a fat. You've got some clothing on your carbs. As long as you don't raise the carbs up, you can live your life like a normal person. These are non-starchy veggies. These aren't starchy veggies. It's specific. So yes, that's what I recommend. That's what I recommend. What about common bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich? No. A common bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich? No. That's processed meats. So we're talking about processed meat. So this is the clean eating plate. I'm glad you talked about that. Because I didn't cover processed meats. How dare I? Processed meats are the ones that you want to avoid. Now, what are processed meats, Kelley? You're like, well, what the hell is a processed meat? Well, bacon, salami, ham, all of the stuff over in the processed meat aisle, that's the aisle that you want to stay away from. You want to stay away from the processed meat aisle. You don't want to be eating hot dogs. You don't want to be competing against Joey Chestnut in a hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July. You don't want that. For my Louisiana folks, boudin and crawfish are not clean eating, folks. Boudin and crawfish are not clean eating. I know it's gonna hurt your heart, and I'm sorry. But that is gonna go in the crap category. We're gonna talk about the crap category next. That's gonna be the next topic, called cut the crap. Let's see. Any other questions? All right, now we're gonna talk about the great equalizer. Here's the great equalizer. You're like, well, Kelley, what the hell is the great equalizer? Here they are. Check this out. Now that we understand these rules, we're going to start getting deeper. Watch this. Watch this. Ooh, beans. Beans, folks. Yes, they're a starch, but they're a very, very special kind of starch. A very, very special kind of starch called the resistant starch. You're like, well, what the hell is a resistant starch, Kelley? Well, it's a starch that will resist digestion. That means they cannot be digested. So beans, things like red beans, black beans, pinto beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, all these different kind of beans, specifically the dry beans, we want you to make them at the house, preferably. Beans, when you eat them, they're resistant. They go into your stomach and they resist digestion. So they go all the way through your stomach. They go all the way through your small intestines undigested. You cannot digest them. Some people are like, well, Kelley, that cannot be a good thing. Why would I want to eat something if I cannot digest it? Well, beans are a superfood. Why? It's because they feed your gut. Your gut's like, yeah, give me the fiber from the beans. All of the fiber from the beans, give it to me. They love it and they eat it up. They eat it up. I mean, it's just like they evaporate it. Just That's how they survive. Now, depending on who's winning the war, whether it's the good bacteria or the bad bacteria. If you're eating clean, you're going to have a population of good gut flora. Like your gut's going to be great. You're going to have a good gut. You're going to have good health. You're going to have no brain fog. You're going to be feeling good. You're going to be energetic. You're going to feel like yourself. All because you got good gut health. Because based on the food that you've been eating, that you've been filling your gut with. Now, you think of your gut like a garden. Think of that gut flora like a garden. So whenever you eat beans, beans have a lot of fiber in it. So if you're not used to eating beans, some people will say, oh yeah, I got stomach aches and all of that stuff. The reason that you got stomach aches and all of that is because of the fiber from the beans. You're not used to eating that. You may be used to eating like Snicker bars and Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs. You know what I'm saying? And Cheetos. You might be like I was, or McDonald's. You might be used to eating that. And the second you start eating something with fiber like beans and veggies, right over here, beans and veggies, that's where the fiber comes from. Somebody's like, well, what's the best kind of fiber? Here's the best kind of fiber. When you walk left and when you walk right, when you walk into the grocery store, you see the food on the left and the right, all the different colors, the produce aisle. That, folks, that is the fiber. That is where you get real fiber from. That is how you populate your gut. With the good bacteria. So the reason that you get stomach aches from beans and all that stuff is because of the fiber. You're not used to the fiber. The bad guys are taking over. The bad bacteria are taking over. And as soon as the good guys start coming in, they start getting beat up. Like the bad guys are, think about the bad guys beating up the fiber as soon as they come down. And on the outside, you feel that, agony, my stomach, the bloating, the gas, all of that. Think of that as your gut bacteria, they're fighting each other at this point. Yeah, it's going to be rough for the good guys when they start coming back in. It's going to be rough. You're going to have gas. You're going to have, your stomach might be like, oh, my stomach is feeling weird, and you might not like it. But here's the thing, you're going to have to go to regain for your gut bugs to shift back over, for your health to start to really, really, really improving. It takes about 3 months for your health to start really, really, for your gut to turn over, for your red blood cells to turn over. It takes 3 months. This is when you start feeling really good, folks. When you flushed out all the old stuff, you start feeling really good. Cleaning up your gut, that's where it starts with. So yeah, it's gonna suck in the beginning. It's gonna suck. It's gonna go like this. If you're not used to eating fiber and all that stuff, it's gonna go like this. It's going to suck, suck, cess. That's how the process is gonna go. It's gonna suck, and you're like, this sucks, this sucks, After as the months go on, man, you're gonna have success, right? Then you're gonna be feeling like yourself again. Then you're gonna be like a lot of people say, oh, I want to get back to my old self. I want to get back to when I was 20. I want to feel like I did when I was 22 years old. You hang out with me for 3 months. If you hang out with me for 3 months, I'll really show you how to get to feel like you're 22 years old. Okay? That's called beyond the challenge. It's beyond the 14-day challenge. Beyond the challenge. You're going to be feeling really good at that point. You're going to rewrite your story. So that's it, folks. This is how important these things are, all together. This is all health, man. This is all lifestyle medicine, man. I'm telling you, lifestyle. That's why I'm on here for like 4 hours. Because lifestyle medicine is some serious stuff, man. But it's super powerful. If you master it, I'm telling you, you can do any damn thing that you want. Your body will do anything that it wants to do. As long as you give it the right time and you give it the right equipment, your body, I promise you, it will heal itself. So if you've been on that glucose roller coaster, your blood sugar has been so high, the lows, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. If that's you, if you got the toes are tingling and all of that stuff, you got the inflammation and you're always tired. If you've been on that roller coaster for many, many years, if that's you and you want to get off and you went and took all the medications and you're tired of that medication and you want to get off of that roller coaster, if that's you, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where we are breaking the mold. Boom. You spend 2 weeks with me and I will show you the power of what your body can do. The stuff that you thought was impossible. I'm going to show you the power of what your body can do. Put it to the test. Accept the challenge. And you'll be just like Jazzy was earlier. When she said she went to the doctor after the challenge. She went to the doctor and the doctor took her off of her meds. Okay? That's your story too. You've got the same story in you. But remember what I said earlier. What stands in the way becomes the way. What stands in the way becomes the way. But what's standing in the way is you doing the work. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, we're gonna do the work. You use the discount code of FREEDOM to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That is linked in my bio. Click right up here. Click right up over here as well. Do me a favor, folks, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Hold down my face, share down this live. Anybody that's struggling with insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, all of this stuff is related to insulin resistance. But we're bringing it back. Share this live out there to those folks. We greatly appreciate it. Wow, Jazz, congrats, yay. Kelley, if you have digestive issues, will the beans still be good to eat? Like I told you before, I just went through the whole beans a little bit. The whole thing. Yes. But you just gotta streamline it. You gotta go through the fire. Here's the thing. You just gotta be very, very simple. What the challenge is. It's very, very simple. Just stay very, very focused. Don't change anything, just stay focused on very specific stuff. All right? So you got to go through the fire. Here's what I mean by that. If you have digestive issues, your body's going to heal itself. It's going to suck. Like I said, it's going to suck, and it's going to suck, and it's going to suck. And then you're going to have success. How long does it take for the gut to turn over? About 3 to 4 months. It's a process. But yes, you can, but you're going to have to go through the fire. The same fire that melts butter, it also hardens steel. What's the challenge? I just got on a short break. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. For the folks who have gotten sick and tired about being sick and tired, here's what the challenge is for. If you've gotten to the point where you're just sick of the blood sugar roller coaster, your feet are tingling, you're losing your eyesight, you're taking all the meds that you could, and you just your numbers are going up, and you're frustrated. If that's you, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Today, while we're live, the live discount code is FREEDOM. While we're live, this is the live discount code, FREEDOM. It's linked in my bio. The quiz is free. Take the quiz. Register for the quiz, folks. Register for the masterclass. That's all free stuff. Join the 14-day challenge, right? Everything is free except for the challenge. The challenge is the only thing that is not free, folks. I got to charge you for the challenge because it's real people getting real results. I mean, we're changing people's lives in 2 weeks. Somebody just got off their medicine for crying out loud. Only 14 days. Somebody just got off of their medicine for crying out loud. The doctor took them off. I didn't take them off. The doctor took them off. The doctor, not me. They did the work in 14 days. They go back to the doctor, and the doctor took them off. Not me. They did the work. You gotta do the work. What are proteins and fats? All right. What are proteins and fats? Oh yeah, you missed that one. Proteins and fats. Things like your chicken, your turkey, whatever your favorite protein is. Your chicken, your turkey, whatever. Eggs, fish, whatever. Right? It's long as it's the linear sources. You can do tofu, tempeh, whatever. Fats are avocados, nuts and seeds, things like that. Almonds, pistachios, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. These are healthy fats. What was their A1C before the start of the challenge? It's not about the A1C. The A1C is over 3 months. Over 3 months. I don't know what their A1C was. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's a 6.5. Maybe it's right on the border. Maybe they're at a 13. I don't know what their A1C was. But the point is, we're getting you off of that blood sugar roller coaster. The A1C is how long does it take for those blood cells to turn over. So the A1C is going to be affected, yes. Because those 2 weeks will come into play on your overall 3 months. But when those 3 months go by, then you're gonna get brand new blood cells, and it's basically like your blood sugar. It took a shower. If you just joined us, we're talking about go take a shower. That is the theme of this live. Go take a shower. No processed sugars. Yeah. We're avoiding sugars as much as we possibly can. Sugar, yeah, that's it. We're going to talk about avoiding the crap next. When we talk about avoiding the crap, we're going to talk about sugar. We're going to talk about sugar. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Like I said, folks, go take the quiz. Go join that. If there's no more questions, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the next topic. But before we do that, check it out. Here's the link, because everybody's asking where's the link to my bio. You click right up here. Let's get this thing to 20,000, folks. Do me a favor, be out this screen and share this live out with anybody that you know struggling. Next, we're talking about what we're talking about next. Oh yeah, cutting the crap. We talked about what to eat. Now we're gonna talk about cutting the crap. All right? No, it doesn't matter, Tim. It doesn't matter what your blood work is. The blood work is this. The blood work is an indicator, but the point is your body wants to heal. It wants to get back to the normal range. So whether it's your blood sugar is at 600 or whatever, 500, 200, 100, 200, whatever, doesn't matter. Somebody's blood sugar was at a 400. And after day 12, it was at a 150. At day 12, they still have 3 more days to go. 150 from a 400 to a 150 at day 12. I don't know what happened after that. I haven't checked in with me and let me know what's going on. But that was day 12 from a 400 to a 150. So it doesn't matter what your numbers are. What matters is your body wants to heal. That's what matters the most. Beans are great, Jenny. You might have just joined us. Beans are great. Check out the replay. We got the replay here. We got the replay on all the other socials. But we just wrapping up. We're wrapping up clean eating now. We're getting ready to go to the next topic. But beans are great though. Well, beans are the great equalizer. You can eat the beans wherever. Here's the thing about beans. Let's see. Here's the last thing we're going to talk about beans. Here's the last thing. We talk about beans. I told you how great beans are. But never eat beans and rice together. Last thing, and then I'm going to show y'all how to get to all the grab bag stuff. Never eat beans and rice together, folks. Last thing, and we're wrapping up clean eating. The reason that you don't want to eat beans and rice together is this. It's because you took those beans and you combine forces with the wrong one. The beans can combine forces with the non-starchy veggies, the proteins and the fats, but the beans cannot combine forces with the carbs. So you cannot do beans and rice. You cannot go to Popeyes. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, you should not be at Popeyes. You shouldn't be at Popeyes. Because that's where they got the beans and the rice, and then what else they got the beans and the rice? They got the biscuit. They got the biscuit with the honey, and then you get the chicken with all the breading on it. Ooh, blood sugar high. So never do beans and rice together, folks. That is another one. So carbs, no more than 25%. Beans and rice together. No beans and rice together, folks. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, no more beans and rice together. How do you get to everything? Right here. Click right here. Click on my picture again. I'm going to show you where everything is. How do you get to the quiz? How do you get to the masterclass? It's all here, right there. Not there. Right here. That link. See that link I pressed? That's where it is, folks. Same thing over here. This is the link. Well, it's on TikTok, but if you're on TikTok, it's that link right there. But if you're on my other social, it is that link in my description. All right, check it out. The first link. There it is. Here's where everything is, folks. The quiz, if you're just joining us. The quiz, the masterclass, absolutely free. The quiz is free. The quiz is to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Are you doing a great job of managing this condition, or are you doing a terrible job managing this condition? This is going to be your look in the mirror. All right? Like I told you before, you can tell a man that there's a snake up under his chair, but until he looks for himself, he's not going to get out of the chair. So you got to go look in the mirror, and this is what this quiz is going to be. It's going to either reveal you or it's going to expose you on what you've been doing. Have you been clean eating? Have you been managing your stress? Have you been doing great, or have you not? That is what the quiz is going to do. The masterclass right here. Break down the lifestyle medicine formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Free stuff, folks. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. You go register for the masterclass. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is go pay attention. That's it. Pay with your attention. 45 minutes. If you're serious. If you've been on that, some people asking about, hey, if you've been on that blood sugar roller coaster, if you've been on that blood sugar roller coaster for many, many years, and you're ready to get off of that roller coaster, and you're ready to get your blood sugar back to where it's supposed to be, you got to take some kind of action, because it's not going to go away on its own. It's not going to go away from just taking medication. It's not going to go away. I promise you it's not. You're going to have to do the work. That's what I break down in this masterclass. That's what I break down in that masterclass. It's absolutely free, folks. Lifestyle medicine. And then the quiz, and then the PDF, but the PDF is absolutely free as well. If you don't want to watch it, you can read it. I'm telling you, it's a grab bag of stuff, folks. Go get your tools. And then, but for my action takers, for the people who said that change isn't just desire. They don't just desire change, folks. They're actually ready for change. They're ready for change. They got to the point where diabetes is, they've been on that blood sugar roller coaster for so many years. Their blood sugar is so high, they can't get it under control. It goes low, it goes high, they can't sleep, all of this stuff. If that's you, if you're losing your sight, all of that stuff, right? Because your blood sugar is too high, if you got the inflammation and all of the tingliness and from all of the neuropathy, if that's you, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right. Join the challenge if that's you. Accept the challenge. You can accept the challenge. Here it is. Everything's free on the page, folks. Everything's free except for the challenge. Why? Why is the challenge not free? Because like I said earlier, people come in and said they just gave a testimonial today that the doctor's taking them off their medication. All right. That's what the doctor took them off after they joined this challenge. All right. $99 to join this challenge. But while I'm live, if you use the discount code FREEDOM, that is what you're going to experience. Do you know how good it feels to go to the doctor and then come back? Same results I got. It's the same results that Jazzy got. To go to the doctor and they say, listen, you walk out of the doctor and the sun hits your eyes and you're like, I've been taking this medication for many, many years. And the doctor just took me off of them. You know how good that's going to feel for you? You hang out with me for 14 days, we're doing things different around here. We're not playing. In just 14 days, that's how serious we are about it. Because we know that we're in a fight. You see this shirt? I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. I know that you're in a fight. And you know that you're in a fight. And if you're ready to get off that roller coaster, join the challenge. That's it. Use that discount code FREEDOM, folks. All right. Get back to these questions. See if we got any questions. How about ham hocks? No ham hocks. Ham hocks is no. We're not doing ham hocks. We're not doing ham hocks. Or beans okay. You just joined us. You might be just joining us, Lita. Check out the replay. Check out the replay. We just finished talking about beans. Look, beans is down here. For breakfast, 2 cups broccoli and with olive oil. Okay. Let's see. I'd love to hear that. Yeah. LOL. Yeah. Let's see. Good morning. Here we go. 8.7. Not good. Not good at all. I'm desperate. If you again, Juliana, if you're ready for change, if you've gotten to the point, if you say you're desperate, the next stop for you to get off that roller coaster is to regain your health, is to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Hang out with me for 2 weeks. I promise you it'll change your life. I promise you. You can make it through the challenge in 14 days. It's not going to be easy, though. It's not going to be easy to go in and come out and get that clean bill of health after just 2 weeks being on the challenge and then changing your lifestyle. It's not easy, but you can do it. You can do it. If somebody else has done it, like they said, somebody came on and said they did it. If they can do it, why can't you do it? If I can do it, why can't you do it? But that's it, folks. I'm going to go to the little boys' room, and I'll be back. I'll be back, folks. Until then, I'll be back shortly. But until then, here's what you can do. We're going to take a little break because we got another hour after this. And then next we're going to talk about, we talked about what to eat. The next we're going to talk about what not to eat. All the hidden dangers out there. And that section, folks, that session is called Cut the Crap. We're gonna cut the crap next, all right? But in the meantime, register for the quiz, register for the master class, and for my people who they're ready. They're ready for change. They're ready for, like, today is my day. Today, as I said, enough is enough. I joined this live for a reason. For those people, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code FREEDOM. I'll be back and give you a minute or two, folks. I'll be back. Until then, don't go anywhere. Okay, we're back. We are back, folks. Yeah, let's see. Oh, a couple folks stuck around. Can I change because I have kidney failure but I stay in the gym? Can I change? Can you change? It's never too late to change, boss. Only time it's not too late to change is when you're in the dirt. If you're still here, if you're still kicking, it's never too late to change. You're still kicking. What's up over there from all my other socials over there? Monica, shout out to you, Monica. What is your IG address, please? Click the link in my bio. I'm everywhere, folks. On all of them. Click the link in my bio. Boom, boom. You'll see it there, right? That's where it is. I ain't hard to find. I'm everywhere. Just click that link in my bio. I'm telling you, I'm there. That's where you'll find all my other addresses. You know what I'm saying, folks? But right now, we're getting ready to shift gears a little bit. We're getting ready to shift gears a little bit. We're going to find out, we're going to shift gears a little bit. And we're going to start talking about what not to eat. I already told you what to eat. I hope y'all took a picture of that. One thing we didn't talk about over here was breakfast, though. Always start your day off with a savory breakfast. That's one thing I forgot to mention over here. Last thing before we go to switch gears, savory breakfast. Make sure that it's section 1 and section 2 for breakfast. What's for breakfast? Here's what's for breakfast. It could be something like chicken and broccoli and avocado. Or it could be something like eggs and steak, or steak and eggs, right? Or with a avocado. Or it could be tofu scramble with some bell peppers, with some, pistachios or something, or an avocado. These are called savory breakfast. Start your day off with a savory breakfast, not a sweet breakfast. You do that every single day. You avoid section 3 for breakfast every single day. You're going to notice that your blood sugar is going to start to, you're going to notice that you're going to start to feel better. Why? It's because you're going to notice that you start to feel a lot less hungry. Why? because you're not getting that quick energy from over here. Fruit Loops, folks. We're not doing Fruit Loops for breakfast. We're going to talk about what not to eat next. But we're getting rid of all of that stuff. We're cutting out section 3. So we can do the beans, we can do with the non-starchy veggies, we can do it with the fats and protein, but we cannot have section 3 for breakfast, folks. That's the rule. Carbs and fruit, we cannot have for breakfast. If we're suffering from insulin resistance, we don't want to do that. Why? It's because you're going to put yourself on that roller coaster. Remember that roller coaster we talked about? You put yourself on that roller coaster. Get off of the roller coaster. That's step number 1, having a savory breakfast, folks. That's it. Any questions on what to eat for breakfast? Any questions over here on what to eat for breakfast? All right, no questions on what to eat for breakfast. Got it. We're going to shift gears. Any questions? What about fruits and nuts? No. Say nothing in section 3. Michelle, nothing in section 3 for breakfast. You can do the nuts, yeah. But in the morning time, we're not starting our day off with sugar. Even though sugar from the fruit, I get it. But at the end of the day, sugar is still sugar. Natural sugar, whatever, natural sugar, processed sugar. Sugar is sugar in the morning time. You can still have your fruits, but let's wait a little bit later. Let's wait a little bit later throughout the day to have those. We don't want to start our day like that. And have the fruit as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. Fruit is a dessert. No breakfast. Okay, yeah, you guys are just joining us. I got it. That's it. That's it, folks. Yeah, you just joined us. We just talked about breakfast. But now we're going to talk about what not to eat. And it's called cut the crap. It's called cut the crap, folks. We're at the top of the hour. Top of the hour. The last section of the day. Remember, folks, you ready to join the challenge? Use that discount code FREEDOM. You join the challenge for not $99, but $79 to join that challenge. But here's the last session of the day. This one's called, we just talked about what to eat, clean eating. Now we're going to talk about what not to eat. And this session is called Cut the Crap. Cut the crap. Talk about pain, folks. Pain is this is the only time that people are gonna cut the crap. Is when the pain gets too hard, it gets too much for them. Like, what pain is that, Kelley? The pain of the neuropathy kicking in, the pain of losing their sight, the pain of not being able to walk their daughter down the aisle, not being able to dance at their kid's graduation. So there's two pains, folks. There's the pain of regret and the pain of change. There's two pains. A lot of people say that they ain't gonna cut the crap, Kelley. Like, yo, Kelley, I ain't gonna cut the crap. I ain't giving up that. Only two times that people will change: pain and the fear of future pain. And if your blood sugar has been whooping your butt for many, many years, is if you tried everything and you're in just so much pain and you're desperate for help, I need for you to cut the crap. Okay? What is the crap? If that's you, and you're hoping and wishing that just taking the medication is going to, get you out of that pain. Taking the medication, you think that's going to get you out of that pain. It's not. You can't just take medication and hope and wish it away. 5 years from now, everything's still going to look the same. The only thing that's going to change is your prescription, and you're still going to be in pain. no each month, right? There is a challenge. We got the challenge. The challenge is a one-time purchase to join the challenge. $79. Cutting the crap out of your life. The A, very, very important, folks. This is the stuff not to eat. This is the stuff that's causing you a lot of pain. Unnecessary pain. It's called carbonated junk. The Mountain Dews, the Coca-Colas, all of that stuff. Every time you go into the grocery store, or every time you go into the gas station, and all the different colors of foods and all the beverages and all that stuff is all the energy drinks and all that carbonate. That's all carbonated junk, folks. Now, things that are okay, you can do carbonated water, things like that. But as far as the carbonated Coca-Colas and Mountain Dews and even, folks, ginger ale, folks. Okay? People are like, is ginger ale good? No, ginger ale is not good. So I need y'all to cut the carbonated junk out of your life. To get out of that pain that you're in, step number 1 is to cut the carbonated junk out of your life. The R. Check it out. This is the favorite one. This is a good one. It stands for refined sugar. The next part of cutting the crap, cut the crap out of your life, is cut the refined sugar. You're like, well, what the hell is the refined sugar, Kelley? Well, all the stuff that we love, the Snicker bars, like I said, all the Mountain Dews and all of that stuff, the Coca-Cola, all the sugar, every sugar, the refined sugar, table sugar, the white stuff on the table, all of that stuff, that's refined sugar. And all of the products that they make out of it. Snicker bars, like I said, all the ice cream, all of that stuff. Now, do you have to cut the crap all the way out of your life? You don't have to cut the crap all the way out of your life, but here's what you have to do. You do have to, it's what you do most of the time. Are you clean eating? Remember we did clean eating earlier? We just finished clean eating. Now, are you clean eating most of the time, or are you eating crap most of the time? It's what you do the most. It's what you do most that matters the most. Sugar is no joke. It is damaging. It'll make your blood sugar go so high that you couldn't even possibly imagine. Even things like juicing, folks. People are like, well, what about juicing? Can I juice, Kelley? You can juice. You can juice. But here's the only thing that you can juice. You can juice fruit. You cannot juice fruit. You can juice vegetables, but you cannot juice fruit. You can juice vegetables, but you can't. Write this in your notes. But you cannot juice fruits. Why? Because you just stripped away all of the fiber. You stripped away all of the fiber, all the stuff that comes out of the side of the juicer, like all that little sticky, all that that stuff with all of the skin and all that stuff, the dry stuff, like the trash, if you call it. No, that's not trash, folks. That's actually fiber. That's the fiber that you got rid of at that point when you juice. Now when you drink that juice, that pineapple juice that you just juiced, the orange juice, the freshly squeezed orange juice, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, remember that game of blood sugar Tetris that we talked about earlier? When you drink that, it's going to put all of this, look, all of this sugar is going to shoot into your bloodstream. When you put one of these cubes in your coffee in the morning, and then you put another cube of coffee in the morning, now you're shooting your blood sugar up first thing in the morning with all the refined sugar. Now you're putting yourself on a roller coaster. Remember that roller coaster we talked about? The roller coaster? We're going to get yourself off. We're going to get you off of that roller coaster. Okay? Sugar, here's another thing. Here's how I want you to watch out for. Whenever you go to the grocery store and you see the one that says no added sugar, you ever see that before? Well, if you've seen that before, you know the ones that I'm talking about. You go to the grocery store and it says no added sugar. You've seen it. Technically, they're true. That's true. There is no added sugar. Technically, this is marketing. This is how marketing can get you if you're not careful. Technically, that's true. There is no added sugar. But here's what they did. It's a marketing trick. You look on that back label, and it says, per serving, an 8-ounce serving of this apple juice or orange juice has 29 or 30 grams of sugar. We'll say 30 grams of sugar, it says. That's usually what it says. The apple juice, 29 to 30 grams of sugar. Per serving, it's 8 ounces. So check out what you just did. I'm going to do the math. I'm going to show you how to do this little math equation. Write this math equation down, folks. If you ever want to know how much sugar is in something that you're about to drink and what that is going to do to your blood sugar, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do this equation. However many grams of sugar, we'll say 29 in this case, times, is the formula, 0.24. So you look on the label on the back and see how many grams of sugar is it. Is it 29 grams of sugar? Okay, great. Per serving? All right, great. And you multiply that times 0.24. Somebody do the math for me, and what do you get? Do the math for me, what do you get? When you multiply 29 times 0.24. Let's see. Or I can do it myself. 29 times 0.24, what we got? Let's see. 29 grams of sugar times 0.24 equals 6.96, folks. 6.96. 6.96 what? That's basically 7. We'll say 7. 7 teaspoons of sugar you just drank in that one apple juice, or the juice that you drink at the house, the same thing. You just drink 7 teaspoons of it at like one time, like especially if you're running out of the house, like, oh, I'm gonna get my orange juice and wash it down. Even though it was natural sugar, you stripped away the fiber. Now, all that's left is sugar, and it's still gonna raise the hell out of your blood sugar. So when you look at that label at the grocery store, yeah, there was no, technically they did not add any sugar because they just juiced it. But trust me, there's a whole hell of a lot of sugar in there. A whole hell of a lot of sugar. See, these are the hidden dangers, folks. These are the hidden dangers. You can drink more than water. So if you want, let's just say if you get a craving, you can have a thing like an Olipop, right? It's about what you do most of the time. Now, am I saying drink Olipop all day, every day? I'm not saying drink Olipop all day, every day. But Olipops are poppy. Now, it's a much better option than drinking a Mountain Dew all day, every day. Than drinking a Coca-Cola all day, every day. All right, you can get this app right here. We'll download this app. Use this app like your life depends on it, because it really does. You go into the grocery store, you use this app. This app is going to be basically like your shield. You use it as your shield. It's called Yuka. Y-U-K-A. It's a food app. You scan the food, you scan the food, and guess what? You scan that label, and guess what? It's going to give you a score. It's going to give you a score. What kind of score? The score is an indicator of how good or bad this food is. Is this a bad food? It'll literally say your score is a 0. Or your score is poor. Your score is bad. Put that back on the shelf. Or it'll say, yeah, this is good. This is good. You can have this one. This is good. This has got a good number. Then it goes, of course, 0 to 100. Use that Yuka app, I'm telling you. It'll save you a whole lot of time. It'll save you a whole lot of time, folks. Here's the next one. So that's the A. So you can, again, you can juice veggies, but you cannot juice fruit. Refined sugar. The A, here is one of my favorite ones to talk about. I come with the jokes on this one. Artificial, I'm going to already start off with a joke. Check this out. This is what the A stands for, artificial stuff. Now, I put stuff in quotations because I really wanted to say another word. And it starts with shh. So it's artificial shh. But I put stuff because I know this is a family environment. What kind of artificial stuff? Things like artificial sugars, like the sweet loaves, and all the sweet loaves, all the sucralose and all that stuff, and all sucralose and all the diet cokes and all of the everything diet and zero, the diet and the zeros. Those folks, those are not going to raise your blood sugar. They're not going to do that. But here's what they are, because there's no sugar in it. There's no sugar for it to raise your blood sugar. But here's the thing. Here's what it's doing. It's damaging your gut because this stuff's artificial. And also, it's raising your insulin levels. This is what it's doing. It's damaging your gut and it's raising your insulin levels. Why is it doing that? Because it's artificial. Okay? I don't know if you know, but if you ever pinched yourself, like, hey, pinch me. Pinch me. Pinch me. Yeah. Your skin, your whole body is real. All of the cells are real. When you put artificial stuff in it, like sucralose and all of the artificial colors, all of that stuff, just name out the sweetener. You put them in there, sweeten all that. I can't even know. There's so many of them. I don't even know. But folks, do not put that stuff in your body. Can you have one every once in a while? Sure. If you want a Diet Coke every once in a while, okay, great. All right. Have a Diet Coke. But as far as for your overall health, you don't want to, because remember that gut bacteria that we talked about? Don't fill your gut bacteria with artificial stuff. That's a real gut bacteria. Artificial stuff is just damaging your gut. Your body knows the difference between artificial sugar and the real sugar. It knows the difference. So it's why you always crave sugar after you eat. I mean, after you eat something artificial, if you really, really love sugar and you eat something artificial, it's why you still crave real sugar. It's because your body knows the difference. Come on now, your body's not smart. I mean, your body's not slow. Artificial colors. What kind of artificial colors? Yeah, Splenda, Equal, all that, low, Sweet and Low, all of that. That's artificial stuff. Artificial colors. The reds and the yellows and the greens and all that stuff. You look on the back of that label, you get your Yuka app, right? You take your Yuka app and you scan some Fruity Pebbles. You scan Fruity Pebbles, and if you tell me that Fruity Pebbles is good for you or not, okay? Because there's a whole bunch of crap in there. A whole bunch of, you know what? Next time I go to the store, I'm going to scan Fruity Pebbles on purpose. And I'm going to see what number I get from Fruity Pebbles. It's probably the same number that I get whenever I scan things like bacon. You scan things like bacon, you scan things like salami and pepperonis, you're going to get on your store, on your app, you're going to get a 0. It's going to say, put that back. That's a processed meat. Put the processed meat, put the bacon back, put the salami. I know it's going to hurt a lot of people's heart, but put the boudin back. It's going to say, put it back. It's going to say, put it back. Because that's not real stuff. It's artificial. For instance, when you eat some Skittles, it's artificial colors. When you eat some Skittles, and you get all that purple stuff and stuff on your tongue, when you eat some Skittles, that, folks, You're not, that's their slogan, taste the rainbow. You're not tasting the rainbow, folks, whenever you're eating some Skittles. I want you to know that. What you're actually tasting is chemistry. That's what you're actually tasting. Food sciences built that. They built food sciences and food engineers. They put those flavors together like that in the laboratory. It's called chemistry. That's what you're tasting. It's not the rainbow. Same thing when you eat Fruity Pebbles. You're tasting chemistry. Whenever you eat Fruit Loops, you're tasting chemistry. Whenever you eat Raisin Brains and all that other stuff, that's chemistry. And anything. My favorite used to be Golden Grams. Whenever I was eating Golden Grams, all I was tasting was chemistry. The P, let's sum it all up. We're going to sum it all up, folks. The P stands for processed foods. It's the last part. It's the last part. You ever want the pain to go away? You ever want the pain and all the inflammation and all that stuff? You ready to get rid of all of that? You're going to have to cut the crap out of your life. Do you have to cut the crap completely out of your life? No. You can still have a little processed foods, as I say. What's the processed foods? Like the stuff that I just named. You know what I mean? The Skittles and all that stuff. Can you have that? Is it ideal that you have those? No, it's not ideal. Is it ideal that you have a Mountain Dew? No, it's not ideal to have a Mountain Dew. But you can have one every once in a while, if that's what you choose to do, because you're an adult, right? It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. Like I told you before, it's not about cheat meals. It's not about cheat meals. You know that you probably shouldn't be having a Mountain Dew, but if most of the time you've been doing what you're supposed to do, 90% of the time, unless you're like completely in the red. We're talking about real life now. Unless your numbers are like crazy. If your numbers are crazy high, if you're on that blood sugar roller coaster, your numbers are crazy high, you need to cut the crap all together. All together. But if you are just living your life, just your regular life, and you want to have some crap every once in a while, processed foods every once in a while, okay, great. It's about what you do most of the time. So that's what the P is, folks. It's just a combination of all this stuff. All this stuff is processed foods. That's it. Ultra-processed foods. So ultra-processed foods is the one that you want to cut out of your life. Yeah, there is like vegetables, even vegetables are processed, but it's minimally processed. Minimally processed versus ultra-processed. That's the difference. That's the difference, folks. So, cut the crap. Okay? Wow, that's my sister's favorite candy. Let's see if there's any questions, folks. Splendid equals C, sweet and low. What about agave? Okay, here's a question. Agave is going to go into the refined sugar category. The refined sugar category, here's why. It's because sugar is 50-50. 50% glucose, 50% fructose, 50-50. But agave, it's 45-65. I mean 55. 55-45. 55% fructose, which is the sweet stuff, and 45% glucose, which is the regular stuff. You know, like glucose, the regular stuff. Okay? Not the sweet stuff. So it's sweeter. The sweet is more damaging than the regular stuff. So that has a higher percentage of the fructose. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do the agave. You don't want to do the honeys. The honey is just straight up concentrated sugar. The honey is straight up concentrated sugar. Especially if you do that in the morning, you don't want to do that in the morning. That's it. That's it for the questions, folks. Can I enjoy pancakes sometimes? Oh, I see some questions. Can I enjoy pancakes sometimes? Yeah. It's about what you do. Here's the thing about the pancakes. So remember what we said about clothing. If you just missed the clean eating, when we talked about, you're just joining us, we talked about clean eating. There's a certain order in which you got to eat your food. You can have your pancakes. You can have a pancake every once in a while, sometimes. If you put some clothing on it, a healthy fat and healthy protein, like an avocado, have some avocados with it. Have some nuts and seeds with it. Have something that's going to slow down the spike. You know what I'm saying? Have your favorite protein with it. Whatever your favorite protein is, you know, whether it's chicken or steak or eggs or whatever, or tofu or tempeh or whatever. Put some clothing on the pancakes. You can have some pancakes every once in a while. Right? So it's about lifestyle medicine, folks. This is your lifestyle. It's about, well, again, what you do most of the time matters the most. So there is no cheat meals. There's no such thing as a cheat meal. It's about what you do most of the time. Yeah. You just joined us, Cliff. You just missed the clean eating. You missed clean eating. We talked about everything eating. Oh yeah. So you can check out the replay, boss, or you can come back tomorrow, man. We talk about clean eating. Monk fruit sugar. Monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Those are the three. Monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Those are the three, folks. Those are the three. If it's not monk fruit, if it's not stevia, it's not allulose, we ain't getting it. Styles are banned in over 20 countries. Styles? Oh, Frittles. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Frittles? Oh, what do you mean Frittles? Fruit Loops? Yeah, Fruit Loops, yes. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is banned in a lot of the crap that we eat in America, a lot of that stuff is banned in a lot of the countries. Like, you can't even have that stuff over there. We're like, yo, but we allow it over here in America. In the Americas. It's crazy. Our diet is like bananas. But not in a good way. So you got to cut this crap out of your life, man. I'm telling you. If you want the pain to stop, if you want to make the neuropathy go away and start feeling back and feeling better and going to the doctor and just getting taken off your meds or whatever. You want to cut this crap out of your life. How long is once in a while? And 90% of the time. It's about what you do, not 90% of the time. More, that's most of the time, about 90%. What you do 90% of the time. For instance, let's just say if you eat, it's 3 meals a day. I will do some math. 3 meals a day times 7 days a week. That's 21 meals. 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. We'll say that's what most people eat 3 days a week. I mean three meals a day. Okay, great. Now 7 days a week. That's 21 meals. What's 90% of that? 19 of those meals should be the clean eating. 2 of the meals, okay, you want to have a little bit of crack every once in a while. Now don't go crazy with it. But you want to do clean eating as much as you can. If it's 95%, whatever, the closer you are to 100, the better. Do you have to get to 100? No, you don't have to get to 100. But you want to try to strive to 100 as much as you can. That's the best way I can answer that question about what is once in a while. You feel what I'm saying? Once in a while is not every day. You're like, every day is once in a while for me. It's a very subjective term. You're right, Takesha. It's a very subjective term. What's once in a while? Once in a while is, like I said, the simple math. Do that. What you do most of the time. Can you have blueberries with cottage cheese at night? I don't prefer you do the dairy, but people are going to do dairy anyway. I put dairy in the crack category. Right? People are going to eat dairy anyway. And if I tell them, like, listen, don't eat the dairy, don't do cheese, don't, you know what I'm saying? Because people are like, listen, I'm not 2 things that people tell me when they're not going to give up. When it comes to that, they're not giving up their bacon and they're not giving up their cheese. 2 things that people say, I ain't giving up my bacon, Kelley, and I'm not giving up my cheese. I ain't giving it up, man. Not giving it up. But if you really knew what cheese was, I want you to watch this documentary. That's why I don't get into the debate about cheeses and dairies and all that stuff. But I want you to watch this documentary called Utterly Amazing. It's not a documentary, it's actually a lecture. UDDER, Utterly. We're talking about the hidden dangers out here, folks. The hidden dangers. This is what the segment is called Cut the Crap. Utterly. I'm giving y'all a bunch of nuggets to go do. Giving y'all some stuff to go do, right? Some homework. Homework number one, cutting the crap. What's homework number one? Oh yeah, go get the Yuka app. Go download that app into your life. Second thing is to learn that formula. Remember that formula? The sugar formula? And then the next thing is go watch that movie. I mean that documentary. Well, not a documentary, it's a lecture. It's called Utterly Amazing. And when you finish watching that documentary, it's about 80 minutes long. It's not a documentary, it's a lecture. It's a man named Walter V. He's a zoologist. You're like, what the hell is a zoologist? A zoologist is a person who studies the animals. So he knows a thing or two about dairy and cottage cheese. You watch that that lecture, sorry. Keep saying documentary, but I mean lecture. You watch it, and I'm pretty sure by the end of that, you probably will never have dairy again in your life. But if you love dairy, do not watch that documentary. If you love dairy, if you're the person that say, I'm not cutting cheese out, Kelley, if you're that person, don't watch it. Cliff, you just missed us, folks. But I'm gonna keep it simple. Recommend what to eat? We're in the crap category now, but it's whole unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, leaner sources of legumes like beans, leaner sources of protein like whatever protein you prefer. So chicken, turkey, salmon, whatever. Tofu, tempeh. This is what you eat. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, tofu, tempeh, chicken, turkey, eggs. Right? Xanthan gum is the stuff that makes it real, that makes it glue together, right? It makes it glue together. Here's the thing, like I told you before, use the Yuka app. Whenever you go, you're gonna go to the grocery store. Here's a better way to think about when you see all that xanthan gum and all that stuff. When you go to the store, use the Yuka app. And so when you're looking on the back, let's say like almond milk or coconut milk or whatever kind of milk, and you see xanthan gum on the back, I want you to scan this thing, scan it, and I want you to look at it, and it's going to give you a score, and it's going to break this thing down for you. The product that you're about to get. Because yeah, xanthan gum's out there. It's everywhere. But use that Yuka app. No fruit, stevia, no fruits, non-fruit, stevia, and what else? So it's stevia. So the sweeteners are stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the sweeteners. Monk fruit, stevia, and what was the other? Allulose. That is the other one. That is the other sweetener that you want. Allulose. I missed the sugar formula. Oh yeah, you missed the sugar formula. The sugar formula, you missed the sugar formula. I had to teach you that another day. Okay? We broke that one down. Thank you, sir. You're quite welcome. Examples of refined sugar is everything. Everything that you see out there. Snicker bars, Skittles, Fruit Loops, whole Twinkies, Ding Dongs, Cheetos, hot Cheetos, Takis, ice cream, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bread. Bread is refined sugar, basically. Basically what it is. There's a lot of refined sugar. Damn near every product that you see on the bag when it says added sugar, that's refined sugar. That's added sugar. Refined. But even in your juices, right? Even if you freshly squeeze, like we talked about earlier, even if you freshly squeeze a juice, it's still refined sugar. You refined it down. It's not, you took it out of its natural form, which it was in the fruit. Eat the fruit, don't juice the fruit. That's the rule. Eat the fruit, don't juice the fruit, because now you made it refined. You refined it, and now all you're getting is the sugar. What examples are we finding? Okay, so not specific ingredients. Yeah. Specific ingredients, yeah, you want to watch out for. Like, that's why you go scan the bacon. You go scan the bacon, you're going to see some very specific ingredients in there. Things like sodium nitrites and nitrates. Those are things that you want to avoid, okay? That's what makes these are in all processed meats. Unless it says on the label, no nitrates or nitrites added, then put that thing back on the shelf. Put it back on the shelf. So I'm telling you, use that app whenever you go. It's quick. You just scan it. You scan it. You got your own little scanner. You get this product. Like, what is this product? I don't know what this product is. Is this good for me? I don't know, Kelley. Is this good? What about this product? What about this? What about this? Okay, get your scanner. Is this good? No. Put it back on the shelf. I guarantee you, do an experiment. Go to the store and go get your bacon that you normally get. Use the Yuka app. Go to the store, get the bacon that you normally get, or sausages or whatever, and you scan it. And you see what that number is. And you're going to be like, what the hell have I been eating? Because that's a processed meat. It's got sodium nitrate. You don't want that. I promise you, you don't. Which you could download because I see different ones. The one that says the shopping one. It'll say like shopping or grocery shopping or merchandise or something. But hell, download them both, okay? You'll see it's got a scanner on there. It'll clearly have a scanner when you download it. How about 100% peanut butter? Yeah, peanut butter is good. Peanut butter is a single ingredient peanut butter. Exactly, 100% peanut butter. As you look on the back, all it says is peanuts. All it says is peanuts on the back or almonds on the back. Great. I just downloaded the app. Great. What numbers are we looking for on the Yuka app? It's going to tell you. You'll see it, boom, it'll scan it. It's going to give you a score. It's easy to figure out. You can't. As soon as you scan it, it's going to give you a score of that item that you just scanned. So, trust me, bro. It's not hard to find. It's not a hard app to use. Okay, it's very basic. A 2-year-old can use it. You know what I'm saying? A toddler can use that app, right? Because that's how easy it is to use. So that's it, folks. That's it. You're going to have to cut this crap out of your life. This is what you're going to have to do. To kick diabetes, to really kick diabetes, to really get off of the meds. Like I said, a lot of people, their success stories, a lot of the success stories, like someone just came on a little while earlier, told their success stories. Here's what it is with me when I did mine. Here's what happened to me when I cut the crap. When I cut the crap, folks, here's what happened to me. I'm going to show it on that side. Here's what happened when I cut the crap out of my life. Here's what happened. I cut the crap. The guy on the right, the before picture, I was eating a lot of crap. Carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. I was eating a lot of it. And as a result, I go to the doctor 2 weeks after I take this picture. 2 weeks after I took that picture, folks. 2 weeks after I took that picture, I got my diagnosis. Diagnosis of having diabetes, heart disease, and being obese. All because I didn't want to cut the crap. Look at that. I didn't want to do it. Look at my stomach. I had no idea that 2 weeks later I get diagnosed as being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese. 2 weeks after taking that picture, folks. Look at that. 2 weeks after taking that picture. Of course, this is a year later. That's a year later, folks. But 2 weeks after I took that picture with me on the left with the huge belly, I'm teaching the class. I told you I've been teaching for many years. I've been teaching for like 20 years, folks. I got diagnosed as having heart disease, being obese, and having diabetes. Last picture. That guy. He was eating a bunch of crap. You do the replay on my other socials. YT, FB, all of that stuff. Click the link in my bio. You'll see it'll take you there. But if you're ready to be like, folks, listen, I'm serious. This is serious stuff we're talking about here. Like I'm talking about cutting the crap and all that stuff, like with the jokes and all that stuff. But If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, it's not a game. It's not a joke. Thank you, Michelle. It's not a joke. Like I use like a lot of the funny stuff and all that stuff, like the cutting the crowd, just cool, easy ways for you to remember it. But here's the thing. It's knowledge, folks. You know how they say knowledge and knowledge is power? No, it's not. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power. Because knowledge without action is just entertainment. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you haven't acted on it, man, it means nothing. So knowledge without action is just entertainment. For folks, so I'm not up here to entertain y'all. Even though I do entertaining stuff, I told you it's entertainment, I'm not up here to entertain you. I'm up here to help you get to the point to develop the mindset, to become the person that you need to become to kick this thing, man, to get rid of the pain, to get rid of the neuropathy, to get off the blood sugar roller coaster, the high highs and the low lows, and I need help. You keep saying I need help. If you need help, you got to help yourself first. You got to help yourself. You got to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm ready to cut the crap. I've had it. You've had that day where you say, here's that day that you need to have. That day that said, I've had it with this current health situation that I'm in, and I'm going to throw this thing against the wall. I'm going to throw these meds. I'm going to go, I'm so frustrated with this. You got to get to that point. All right. That's it. Knowledge is power when you take action. Applied knowledge is power. You're right. Absolutely. I don't even want you to get to that day, folks, where you hit rock bottom, where you have to take, when do you need to take action? You gotta wait till you get rock bottom? You gotta wait till your blood sugar is so high and you get all of these different medications and all this stuff and your blood sugar is high and you get ready to get amputated and you get ready to lose your vision. You gotta let it get to that point. If that's you, if you got to that point where you don't want to do that anymore, then you need to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Because there's real people getting real results on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I say, I come with the jokes and all that stuff, and you're just coming in, but it's not a game. It's not a game. What we're doing, 14 days, is a 14-day blood sugar reset. You haven't clicked that link in my bio. I'm going to show you where it is. You click right up here. And then you click on my picture again. You click right up here. You want to join the challenge. And then you click on my picture again. What we're doing, 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. Click that link right here. Again, if you've been struggling with this condition, if you're so frustrated with all the medications and all that stuff, and you get ready to get it amputated and you want to keep your toes, if that's you, I want you to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Here's where you join. You can do the quiz, that's free. The masterclass, that's free. Quiz is free. Masterclass is free. It's linked in my description over here on my other socials. YT, I'm on all the socials, right? That's where I am. I'm live everywhere. The quiz, the masterclass, absolutely free. Where we break down the lifestyle medicine formula, folks. I'm telling you, it's like Disney World for a diabetic. You're suffering from diabetes, if you're suffering from high blood sugars, this is the link where you want to go grab all of the tools. That's it. All right, all of what else is here? The PDF is there. PDF is absolutely free, folks, for the folks who are joining us. Only thing that you got to pay when it comes to the quiz, the master classes, you got to pay attention. That's it. You got to pay attention. Quiz, go take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. 2 minutes. It's going to give you a good baseline. It's going to give you that point where you get to go look in the mirror. That quiz is about going to look in the mirror. That's why a lot of people don't want to go take that quiz. They're like, yo, I ain't taking that quiz. It's my look in the mirror. Hell no, I ain't taking that quiz. We're out of here in 18 minutes, folks. Go click the link in my bio. Go register for the quiz. Go do this live. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? Everything is free. Everything is free. The only thing that's not free is the challenge, folks. Why? It's because the challenge, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, is for real people getting real results. All right? Like I said, if you got to the point where change isn't just desired, where it's downright necessary, where you got to the point where these pills are like, yo, I'm done with these pills, man. I'm done with them. Thank you, La Lucy. You just said, I'm done with them. This is your day. I don't want to do this anymore. You said that this is your day. I don't want to do this anymore. There's a reason that you're on this live. The reason that you're on this live is because that is your sign, okay? That is your sign that says, I've been struggling with this thing for so many years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and nothing's changed. And what if I keep going another 5 or 10 or 15 years the same way? Do I think anything's going to change? Yeah, I can tell you that something is going to change in 5 or 10 years. If you keep going the same way, like I was, like this guy was, like he was, yeah, you'll get some change. You'll get some change. But the only thing that's going to change is your prescription. And that's the only thing that's going to change, your prescription. It's going to be a stronger prescription or a different prescription. That's the only thing that's going to change in 5 or 10 years. I can see it. We can all see it. If you don't change, if you continue to stay in the misery, if you continue to sit back on your hands and let this thing take you out of here, slowly, that's what your future is going to look like. But we don't want that for you. You don't want that. You don't want your story to be written like that, do you? You don't want your story to be written like that, do you? Because I didn't want my story written like that. I didn't want to be checked out. Like, why did the reason Kelley checked out of here? Checked out of here like 30 years too soon. This picture right here, when I go to the doctor, look, I'm 40. I was like 41 years old when I took this picture. It's like 41. So for the people that says, hey, listen, once you get to be over 40, there's no coming back. But once you get to be over 50 years old, I'm 50 years old, I'm 60, I'm 70, I'm 80. Nah, it doesn't matter. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you use that discount code FREEDOM, it's $99 to join the challenge. You use that discount code FREEDOM, you're joining the challenge for $79. It's $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, the live discount code, if you use that discount code FREEDOM right here. And we're going to rewrite your story right here. $99 to join the challenge, use the discount code FREEDOM for the next 15 minutes. Next 15 minutes, check it out. FREEDOM, 15 minutes, we're live. You're in there. What you do, what do you get, everything that you get is right here. Everything what you do, what do you get, all of that's right there. It's a proven system. As we can tell, the people that come on here today and they've told their testimonials about their experience in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Somebody we celebrated them today, Jazzy, she got off of her medication. The doctor took her off her medication. I didn't take her off. The doctor took her off. Why? It's because she followed the plan. She followed the plan. She followed the blueprint. She changed her lifestyle. She took a chance on herself. And as a result, there's no more. Do you know how priceless that is to be taken off of the medication? I already told you what your future is if you don't change. You're going to be on the medication. But if you do what you have to do right now, you can change it all. If you do what you have to do right now. A lot of people wait for the perfect conditions. But the perfect condition is to start. That's the perfect condition. Yeah, give back your youth. That's it, folks. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code FREEDOM. $79 to join the challenge. Everything else is free. Quiz is free. The master class is free. Join that challenge. We got you. No, sir. I mean, gave you back your youth. Yeah, gave me back my youth. But we want to get you back your youth. We want to have you feeling like a kid again. I was a guy over 40. You know what they say? When you get to be over 40, there's no more coming back from that. That's it. It's all downhill. But that is not the case. We got a lady who joined the challenge, 80 years old. 80? Are you 80? She's 80 years old. And she's bringing her health back at the age of 80. She joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Are you 80? And she's improving her numbers? 80? Come on. Are you 80? No, you're not. Most of the people on here are not age of 80. This is what Michelle would say, I look like an elephant. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go look in the mirror. I want you to go look in the mirror and I want you to do this. Like I said before. That's a good starting point. A good starting point is being aware. It's having self-awareness. Just like I had to go do. I had to go look in the mirror and realize that I was a total grasshopper. You said you went in the mirror and you decided to say an elephant. Here's that what you see when you look in the mirror. Well, here's what you got to do. Go look in that mirror and say, what are the habits and what are the rituals and what are the routines that have got me here? Go look in the mirror and ask yourself those questions. What are the habits, what are the rituals, what are the routines that have got me to my current health situation? And when you hate your current situation enough, when you hate it enough, when you look at that mirror, you hate it enough, you'll change. The second you hate it enough, like I've had it, that's it. That's when you'll change. Because here's the saying. I just tell people, like, listen, you don't hate your current situation enough. You don't hate your current situation enough to change, so you don't change. I hated my current situation. I hated looking in the mirror and looking like a grasshopper. Just hopping around and hiding belly. I can't even tie my shoe because my belly is too big. I can't even tie my shoe because my belly is getting in the way. That's what I had to do. I had to go look in that mirror, and you're going to have to do the same thing. But that's good, though. Once you get there, that's awareness. Once you get that awareness, now you got a starting point. Now you can move forward. Now you can go forward, now that you got a starting point. You ripped up that old script, like that was the old me. That was the old me. I'm ripping out. I'm becoming the 2.0 version of myself. And that old script, I ain't looking back. I tore that up. I can't even go back and look at. I burnt it up. You know what I mean? I burnt that bridge. That old me. You're gonna have to become a whole different new person. Everything that you want and don't have is on the other side of hard. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. Because comfort and growth cannot coexist. They cannot coexist. So you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. We're going to have to, like I said earlier, we're going to have to cut the crap. We're going to have to maintain our pace. We're going to have to do some clean eating. We're going to have some effective sleep. We got to get all these areas dialed in. And when we do that, we can regain our youth. It doesn't matter if you're 40, it doesn't matter if you're 50, it doesn't matter if you're 80. Doesn't matter. Your body wants to heal. What kind of milk would you recommend? I would recommend the one that I would not recommend, the real dairy, okay? But I know people are going to do it anyway, so that's neither here nor there. But as far as like the plant milks are concerned, stay away from oat milk. Don't do oat milk. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, do not do oat milk, people. Don't do it. Don't do oat milk. Okay? You can do almond milk, all different types of milk, but make sure that you use this Yuka app. Make sure you use the Yuka app to get the best quality almond milk or coconut milk or whatever, right? Yes, I know about that. Okay. Clean eating makes me angry. Why does clean eating make you angry? All right. Why does it make you angry? Clean eating makes you angry to eat clean eating? You don't want to just to think about it, you just like, I get angry? What do you mean by that? So hopeful a message. Thank you, Wolfer. Thank you, Wolfer. It is, thank you for saying that. But it's true though. It's true. And you could rewrite your story. You could be a person that they rewrite your story. Like, yo, when you look at the pictures, like when you look at people's old pictures and people don't even recognize you, like listen, I watch basketball from time to time. And there's a basketball player named, I just saw it yesterday, last night. There's a basketball player named Zion Williamson. You probably know him as the #1 pick out of Duke some years back. But the guy, he's just real chunky. He's real chunky. He's always getting hurt, real chunky. You go look at Zion Williamson now, you won't even recognize the dude. You won't like, yo, who the hell is that? You walk by him in the street and wouldn't even recognize him. Because of how he slimmed down. How he's gotten super fit. Folks, you can do that. You can do that too. He's been known his whole career as the guy who's been overweight and all of that stuff. Always getting hurt. Now, the dude changed his whole thing around. Now the dude's going to be dunking on everybody. And then that's what you can do. You can dunk on everybody. Okay? You can be the new Zion Williamson. Rewrite your story. Here's the thing. You want to know what the major key to your better future is? The major key to your better future is you. Go do something hard, man. Go step outside of the box. Go do something uncomfortable. Hang out with me for 2 weeks on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to get you to do something. I'm going to get you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. You've been suffering from insulin. If you have insulin resistance, your numbers have been high for so long, and the neuropathy is kicked in, the vision loss, the tingling, the tired. You're always tired. If that's you, come join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. While I'm live, you use that discount code, FREEDOM. You are joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. We're getting ready to get out of here, folks. But I want y'all to get all the freebies too. There's a lot of freebies. For folks who are like, listen, I'm not ready for the challenge yet, Kelley. I haven't gotten in enough pain yet, Kelley. I'm not in enough pain yet for me to take that kind of action. I'll take all the knowledge, Kelley, like we talked about earlier. Knowledge is power, and applied knowledge is power. So, yeah, that's the real power. All right, don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Okay? But if you let your learning lead to action, you can do anything you want. Here it is. Check it out. This is the action right here. You let your learning lead to action right here. I taught y'all a lot of stuff today, but I want y'all to let your learning lead to action right here. Go do something. Go take the quiz. Free quiz. Go register for the master class. All right. Go download the PDF right here. Go do all of that. Go take the 14-day blood sugar. Go accept the challenge. For my people who are ready for serious change. If they said that that's me. If you raised your hand and you said that's me, I've been suffering from this condition for so damn long, and I don't want to do this anymore. I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar once again. 14 days. Come hang out with me. That's why it's called that. Diabetic meds aren't the only way. Try 14 days with me. Here's what it is. She's spending 14 days with me. She's in her log, writing her stuff down. Why is it called a reset challenge? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you off of that roller coaster. What the people are saying. You heard what the people saying throughout this live. What the people have been saying. That they've been taking off their meds and stuff has changed their life. Like I literally get emails every day. Literally every day of saying what this challenge has done for them. How this challenge has changed their life. And how they're no longer on the meds. They lost the weight. They did whatever. It's not about weight loss, but that was a bonus. It's about blood sugar, but the weight loss was a bonus. In just 2 weeks, folks, okay? Because that is how quickly your body wants to heal. Some people lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. Some people are getting off their medication. I'm not telling people to get off their medication. Their doctor took them off their medication. After hanging out with me for 2 weeks, their doctor, real stories, took them off of their blood sugar medications. For type 2 diabetes. Type 1, but here's what, you can't get rid of type 1 diabetes. You gotta take insulin. But I can guarantee you this, we can make you more insulin sensitive. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, I guarantee I'm gonna make you way more insulin sensitive. This is going to change your life. It's different. It's different, folks. It's not the same stuff the same stuff is out there. You see how I teach and tell people cut the crap and all that stuff. All my stuff's different, folks. I'm straight to the point when it comes to maybe not in my lives, I'm not straight to the point sometimes. Sometimes I like to tell stories and all that kind of stuff. But check it out. When it comes to that 14-day challenge, we're straight to the point. That's why it's 2 weeks. That's why it's just 2 weeks. If that's you, if you got to the point where change isn't just desired, I want you to go on that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $79 to join the challenge. You use the live discount code FREEDOM. It says $99, but you use the live discount code FREEDOM. Like I said, everything is free on my page, folks. The quiz is free, the masterclass is free. All you gotta pay is attention. But I gotta charge you for the challenge because I want you to take it seriously. And when people pay, they pay attention. So that, folks, is why it's $99, but $79 if you use the live discount code FREEDOM. I'm gonna leave that thing open for another 30 minutes. I'm gonna leave the discount code active for FREEDOM for another 30 minutes, folks. But until then, go grab all the goodies. Go grab all the goodies. The quiz, the masterclass, and the PDF. Go book a call, something. Take some kind of action. But here's what I want y'all, we're going to get out of here right now. And we'll be back tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. But here's what I want to leave y'all with. Let's see if I got any questions. Quite helpful. Well, here's what I want to leave y'all with over here as well. When we are born, it's all about the decisions that we make in our life. But here's the thing: when we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.